Yeah, what's up, boys? Thanks for joining us. We have Arrow, we have Tai Killer, and we have Palstron. We're here gonna be talking about builds and in general, like everything pre-league. We're gonna be like ranking some builds, talking about what we're starting, and also just in general, maybe some more things that we thought about over the days as we're leading into the league. So yeah, what's up, boys? How are you guys today?
Good, good.
Yeah, I'm doing
Thanks for
pretty
having
good.
us.
Good.
TY.
Yeah. So yeah, what are you guys playing? Like what's I guess like we'll start with Taita. Like yo, what build are you playing? What are you starting?
I'm playing Hex Plus Miner because I'm a loser, so I'll be doing
Okay.
like some Sanctum and T17s and stuff like that.
Yeah. Hexblast is sick though. So like yeah, what's your content goal with Hexblast?
Oh, I'm literally just like killing monsters. That's it.
Okay,
Like
just
there is
killing
no
monsters.
plan.
Right. But like you're playing Hexblast, like what is the build good at?
Oh, it's really good at bossing and like doing like higher level content, and so I'll be rushing like my 4 stones like 12, 13 hours in.
Okay. Is that
That's the
like
plan.
the good time now? 12, 13 hours to get your stones?
Yeah, roughly like 10 to 12 hours is like a pretty good time.
Okay. Fair enough.
If you're
And
not, you're bad and you should uninstall. That's my opinion.
I'm already uninstalled, bro. Way ahead of you. Oh, damn, 12 hours is really, really good. Assuming like you're
Yeah, that's a
probably
crazy
doing the
time.
campaign like 4 hours, and then since the Atlas has changed, I guess we could talk about a little bit later about the Atlas and the Atlas progression. Maybe you could like show us a starter Atlas passive tree as well. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
down for that.
Pulsatron, what are you starting, bro?
I'm playing pretty much off meta. It's called Lightning Strike,
Hmm.
and I'll
Yeah,
play on Warden.
never heard of
Um,
either of those.
yeah, I wanna basically just try out Warden, see how it goes, and
Yeah.
Oh,
Lightning
you're
Strike.
playing Flub Guns build.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, should be fun.
Cool. My question is, what content do you want to run? Like, what do you want to do with the build?
I'll actually progress pretty naturally this time around because I think the league mechanic is gonna ramp because it's time gated.
Yeah.
So I'll actually be the guy who does league mechanic on day one. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna do, I don't know, pretty much probably expedition. I haven't really thought about it yet. On day one, make a little bit of money on the side, but mostly farm league mechanic and try to get my trade house ready. Try to get the recombinator stuff up. Maybe make
Yeah.
a banger claw or some alva gloves or something.
The Disenchanter. That's
Yep.
that's one thing that's we're gonna have to see how long it takes to actually get that up and disenchanting the stuff, because that'll be the bottleneck to basically having a good build, I feel like, this league.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty interesting to see. Yeah,
Imagine
what
like, oh, sorry.
no, go on.
No,
It's better
go
we
go
follow
arrow.
the
Yeah,
thread.
we can talk
Uh,
later.
alright. Yo, and what about you, Arrow? What are you playing?
I am playing Ice Shot of Penetration Deadeye.
Okay.
Did I
The
mute?
plan for League Start is Expedition into like Legion day 2, 3, and then tier 17s probably.
Okay.
Minor, right?
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
has to
That's
be.
pretty cool. So like, what are your expectations of T17s? Like, what's your plan with those?
So I did an SSF run to tier 17s, and it was not comfortable, but with basically half life, I am not concerned at all about getting to them by like day 3.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
do some expedition, get some gear, Legion to get some currency, and then should be blasting.
Yeah, I reckon Legion will be pretty good as it always is. The interesting thing as well is just gonna be, I think like with T17s, it's just gonna be really interesting seeing the differences and what we'll be farming in them and how we'll be rolling them as well, because with the chisels and all of that stuff. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool to see.
The
But
chisel's gonna be rare, you think? Like the pack size and stuff like that?
I think so. We don't even know really where they're coming from, right? Like they're just
Yep.
global drops. Is that correct?
I think so.
Oh, I wonder if like if that's gonna be like something, because like last thing we got new scarabs and all that stuff, and we got a ton of the new scarab nodes and all that kind of stuff, so it was really accessible to get pretty much anything aside for the ones that were insane. But with chisels, don't really know what's going on there, like what we're gonna be doing with them.
No.
Yo, can
We'll
I just
see.
say, like, as a quick little tangent, real quick?
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for the people that like, because a lot of people have a difficult time getting started with like doing runs to begin with. And the issue is that like a lot of people are like scared that some speedrunner is gonna like watch the run and they're gonna be like, "Yo, you're so slow, you're so bad, you're so ugly and fat." But
No.
when I watch like these non-speedrunners like play through their build, it actually like gives me a little bit of insight on like what the build plays like, and I think it's really cool to see people like practicing their league starter, even if it takes them like 6 or 7 sessions to hit like end game or 4 stones or whatever. Like I still think it's badass.
Is this
Yeah.
the PoE version of fat people going to the gym? We support it, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying like I support people. Like I think it's cool. Like I watch a lot of people that like they're not doing like the crazy times, but they're still practicing and they're putting in work.
That's
But
Yeah,
there are a lot of
that's
people
so
that
deep.
don't put in the work, so I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, just log in, dude.
How about
This is-
how about I
this is
don't
very
crash 10
patronizing,
times a
but I
day
appreciate
anymore,
it.
and I'll play some campaign. How about that? Thoughts?
Yeah, for real.
Thoughts?
No thoughts, head empty.
And so, I mean, like, is there anybody in specific that you're thinking is like, like, is what type of insights did you get lately? Like, because you're like looking around at people's builds. You did the tier list and all that stuff. Like, what have you learned from watching people practice?
Well, I've been learning that a lot of people just kind of like copy what other people do, and if they're not doing that, it's not that hard to come to the same conclusion as somebody else, even if you're not directly one-to-one copying each other. And so like just a bunch of like losers in this like video game, like arguing over pixels, like he copied my build, that guy's build isn't as good as mine, stuff like that. But in reality, we're all gonna get there at the end of the day, even if it's
Yeah.
2% worse or 2% better or personal preference or this or that.
It-
There are
Yeah,
but
some
it's
like
crazy. Like,
there are some like personal choice nodes that some people make where I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna steal that, then call it my own because I'm a content creator myself, so I gotta follow the trend.
Of
What's
course,
crazy,
bro.
Palstron?
isn't it crazy that, for example, like the bleed node down below, like the crit multi bleed, somebody said it first, and now it's like everybody's like, oh my god, I would have never guessed 4 points for like what 250 crit and multi. Dude, I yoinked it from somebody else. I would have never known
Yeah, that thing
if I
is
didn't see it somewhere else
ridiculous.
first.
I think
Yeah.
I was reading through the notes and I was like, yeah, it looks cool and all. And then I looked around on the passive tree and like that was one of the things where I was like, yo, what is that? That's disgusting. But because somebody had already found it, because I was looking at the tree kind of late, I stole it from somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is
it
what
was
it is.
me. I found it. I actually made the nodes.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool note. Cool note.
I invented multi as well. But yeah, like that node is like kind of they just put it on Deadeye and like it's broken now. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, I have no clue.
It's like,
Really
what the
couldn't tell
hell
you.
is that? It's kind of like the blind nodes above that are like really good, but it has like the multi on top of it. It's so nice.
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. It's
It
gross.
also sets you up for yoke because you
Yeah,
might
Yoke
not
of
even have a
Suffering.
strength node.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. Are all our
Yeah.
builds gonna be using Yoke of Suffering?
I
Not
don't
mine.
I don't think Warden is gonna use it because it's additive with the shock, right? But
Yeah,
we'll see.
I suppose
Maybe.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. With
I'll be on
Warden,
that Fury Valve.
Fury Valve, true.
Yeah, you gotta run it.
You got a lucky brand. Like you got that amulet that you get in like basically early, right, for free, and you just use it to end game. That's the dream. I love those uniques. The
Depends
Yoke
on
of
how many
Suffering
power
used to be that
7.
unique.
I mean, if there's a lot of power 7 players, then it might not be that cheap, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it's a tier 3, so
Yeah.
it's never going to
So
be
at
crazy
most, like a
expensive,
divine.
but yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Makes sense. Well, I mean, like, one thing that I was interested in is like, have you guys toyed around with, Glad and Bleed and that sort of stuff? Because it's sort of like, I live on the right side of the tree, and I don't know what's going on everywhere else. Like, I used to live on the top, when like Assassin and Occultist used to be cool, but now they're not cool anymore. So to stay with the times, I'm now a right side Andy. But like, have you guys found anything cool with like bleeds or anything like that? Because I'm sure there's like a lot of people that are interested in playing bleed builds or in general like building Glad or leveling them on League Start.
Oh, I think Glad is pretty bad, dude. I want to be honest. Like, I don't like that ascendancy.
Okay, okay.
Ramping damage, though.
Glad,
Yeah,
bad. Thumbs down.
but
I mean,
do you
there's
think-
plenty going for it. Like obviously the explode node by itself is good. and the lucky block by itself is good, but I don't know if I like the entire package of Glad.
It has no damage. I don't know.
Well, if you just wait 100 seconds, it's got a ton.
Isn't it
Yeah.
50? Or am
No,
I
it's
thinking of the wrong
100.
thing? Oh,
Yeah,
it's right.
like,
It's 100
literally
seconds. My bad.
100
It's
seconds. Yeah.
it's Scion that has like 2% per second. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, Scions
Yo.
is better?
No, sound
fish.
only ramps to 50 though.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's
but it ramps
2% per second
faster.
up to 50. Yeah.
Mm.
True.
The potential
Yes.
for HC though is pretty good, right? With that block and lucky block and that kind of stuff.
What am I cooked? Oh yeah, it's literally only 50% and it's 1%. Never mind. It sucks.
Oh, okay. So that's
2 seconds instead of 1 second. Yeah, no, it's actually worse. Alright, cool.
Oh, it's terrible. It's 1%
think it
every
has-
2 seconds up to 50.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
the Ascendancy has potential in like maybe Simu farming. If you have a skill that already deals damage, you're just not gonna die in Simu. But
Mm,
otherwise, I can't really think of anything.
but
yeah,
the,
or it could just be a jug and then you're just a better ascendancy.
true.
For example,
There's also a lucky
issue-
block on that new shield, which is basically the
Yeah.
the best part of the Glad Ascendancy. So
Yep.
that shield's pretty sick.
It's pretty rough. Like when I first looked at the Ascendancy, I thought it was not good, but then some people were like, it's pretty good, and I looked at it again. I'm like, yeah, like I get it. Like you can get 95 block, right? Which is pretty nice, but
The only good thing on the entire ascendancy, in my opinion, is it's guaranteed bleed explode. So
yeah,
That's
the
pretty
explode
hot.
is really nice.
that's pretty good.
I mean, with the aggravated, now that we know how it works, you have to first hit, and then the second hit is gonna be
Mm,
aggravated. Honestly, for some builds, I can see Glad being good, but the problem is then you probably want to be a two-hander, and then you have nothing to do in
Yep.
Glad, so it's super weird, right?
Yep.
So,
it's like awkward, yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
Maybe a flash
I'm
flame.
just cooked. Yeah, maybe I'm just cooked and like the ascendancy is actually sick and we're gonna be eating our words when everybody's playing one-handed EQ Glad. Maybe.
Yeah.
Is there a one-hander that like, I don't know, can pull that off? Is there like any payoff for bleed on a one-hander?
just axes, no, I suppose.
Yeah, literally just axes.
One-handed axes are just, yeah.
It's just two-handers all the way, right? Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
Ventura did like a one-handed Glad bleed build like 2 or 3 years. Maybe that was like 5 years ago actually. Never mind.
Oh.
But that's the last time I remember somebody playing like bleed as a gladiator. I'm pretty sure.
What did he play? Do you remember?
EQ. I'm pretty sure. This is like 9 years ago. Straight up.
Damn. Actual history at this point.
Bro, but did you guys know? You just have to go Vera Nostra and you get all the buffs from that one node.
Yeah.
That actually is
just
sick.
have
It's
to-
just a tier 0.
Yeah.
You just
it
have
was
to go
like
for
a-
that sword that does nothing.
Wait, Baronostra is a T0?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Tier 1 maybe? I don't remember.
No, sure
It's-
it's T1.
They made it rare like 2 leagues ago. I guess I didn't look, so don't trust me on this.
I'm gonna look this up.
Tier 1, I think, yeah.
Tier 1. Yeah, I mean that's still very rare.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it works though for shields. Pal and I talked about this the other day. The trade-off is a bunch of fizzes extra, or do you want all those other buffs? And like 20% more AoE is huge. 20% more accuracy can really help on that side of the tree. So I think there's going to be builds for it. It's just not. I'm just not blown away by the total package.
I can see it on like, I don't know, shield chart. No, shield crush of the chieftain or something that can't use fizz as extra maybe on their stat stick. I mean, that's pretty far-fetched, but
Very
maybe.
niche.
Well, now I got to make it.
I mean, Arrow, you're probably gonna be making everything this league, right? You're playing like
Yeah.
a build every 2 weeks.
I only played 6 builds last league after playing 17 the league before because Necropolis made me want to walk into a volcano.
Yeah. Same here.
Underground.
Like in game though. Like in game.
Yeah,
Man. Like the in-game volcano, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It made me walk into the tier 6 map volcano.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, outside of Varanastra, like this node sucks, no? Weapon Master?
Yeah, Weapon Master is pretty
It's-
bad.
It seems
The
like
problem
so
with-
designed for it. It's out of touch, I think.
The problem with Glad is there's too many niche nodes, I feel like. The War of Attrition, the damage node is super niche. the retaliation node is niche, and the weapon mastery is niche, and all you have left is like some block nodes and some bleed. It's like weird.
In a way, I kind of wish aggravated was just a thing on the tree, and they actually put like damage here instead.
Yeah, I mean, it
'Cause-
could have still been 20% more damage or something, right? Like it was.
Yeah, like just give like damage here, and then let people access aggravated if they wanted to. I do feel like, I mean, maybe we'll eat our words, but every pub I've seen of bleeds just looks, I don't know, man. It doesn't look like it will like scale too high. So
I think rupture is pretty crazy, right? Like there's gonna be some rupturing going on. I don't know how it's gonna look like, but that support looks pretty correct.
hmm.
And Glad losing its challenger charges too was huge.
Yeah,
There's
that's
just
criminal.
No speed at all.
It's criminal, actually. It was like the coolest thing, and everybody would Forbidden Flesh and Flame it because it was that good. And they took it away. It's like the
It's
first thing I've
gone.
seen with it. And they gave this
Yeah.
like ramping, just what, like, I don't know.
Dog shit. Yeah.
Like, it's such a shame, actually, because I don't really understand this like design philosophy of trying to like rework an ascendancy, but then it's like so underwhelming. I don't know, because they did such a good job with Trickster, right? Like
Yeah.
Trickster is so good. It has everything you'd want from its niche. Like, of course, like its niche is jack of all trades, but it just like really focuses in on the whole like evasion, energy shield suppression thing, and you feel good building into it. But I mean, aside for the block here, which is like really cool, actually, I think the block and lucky block is really cool. Everything else just, man.
I
Yeah,
wish they
agree.
made it. Sorry.
It's a little underwhelming considering the fact that I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, they changed Glide, it's gonna be sit, and it's like, it's just alright when you compare it to like, oh, it's not Slayer, oh, it's not Jug, oh, it's not Zerker.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't have an aura stacker node, but yeah.
Unlucky. Unlucky, yeah. That kind of sucks. But actually, what do you guys think of like Warden?
As like an ascendancy, or what do you mean?
Yeah, it's like an ascendancy overall. Like, what's your actual take on Warden?
I'm gonna be honest, like, as much as I think Warden is really cool, I don't like like there's so much content creation built around Warden where the POB is just like ticking 100% effective shock, like max amount of shock. They're clicking
inflated.
they're putting 80% more elemental damage because they're assuming that they're gonna be unbound 100% of the time.
Max Scorch.
They're like, yeah, they've got max Scorch, and then they've got their tincture with 100% uptime, even though they're not taking the tincture nodes to make it so that they can have 100% uptime, disregarding the fact that, you know, we're human beings and there will be some, you know, some downtime on our flasks, so it won't be up 100% of the time, or they straight up don't have the mastery, making tinctures last longer, stuff like that. Or I think it's like the mana burn mastery, right? And then couple that with enduring suffusion. So personally, I don't think the ascendancy is bad. I don't think it's a bait. I think it's a cool ascendancy, but I think that content creators are kind of XDDing it up, and so I would be a little wary of it. I don't like starting new things, so I won't be starting Warden, but maybe it's sick and it's the cool new thing.
The craziest thing that people I don't think realize about the shock stuff is most lightning damage has crazy spread, right? So not every hit is actually going to get to that minimum shock, right? Because you need to still shock for 5%. Sometimes you're going to roll a 2 out of, I don't know, 20,000. So you're actually going to have to apply way more hits than just 50 if you actually want to get those 50 shocks, right? Even if you have on average the POB, like the shock cap for it, right?
Or you got to build into ailment effect, right?
Sure, but yeah.
I think the biggest problem with Warden on League Start is that it's an ascendancy that requires you to hit many times per second and has no attack speed. So people are going to start it on skills that hit 5 times per second, and they're not going to get anywhere close to the potential damage. It's going to have a ton of downtime on the unbound ailments, whatever that was called. And it's just not going to feel good until you have good gear. So I think starting as a Deadeye and rolling into a Warden is probably the move for most skills. Like things like Molten Strike are going to hit enough, but most skills are not going to hit enough on League Start.
Well,
I actually
yeah.
think you have more than enough attack speed on the tree. It's just people always do the same thing where they like spec out of the attack speed nodes at the start immediately to grab the 2 dex nodes, and they're just
Mm.
so used to it. Like you can make up for it. You just have to understand what you're doing. But I think that, for example, if you take Barkskin early, if you're somebody who usually dies when they take haste and stuff like that, you just take Barkskin and you're not going to die until yellow maps. So
Garf
I think
speed.
that's going to be pretty comfy.
Barskin is immortality to Fizz in the campaign, so that's a pretty
Yeah.
sick first node.
Is it
The issue is if you're taking it first, you're delaying your unbound avatar, which is like almost the entire reason you take the ascendancy in the first place. So
Sure, just depends on if you need the damage, right? But what are you gonna like? You can path through the freeze, right? But what are you gonna like? The shock is not gonna do anything early.
yeah, the biggest problem I think I have with the ascendancy is exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, power
Like
spike.
all these kind of suck for like your normal lab. Like you're not applying max effect to scorch or shock, and sometimes you're
yeah.
not even freezing. So like
I think
it
for
is what it is.
somebody who's already super comfy with going haste, damage, and no defense and run through the campaign, there's nothing. But like I said, I think going Barkskin and literally just not looking at your gear, maybe taking a Lyra and then just taking all damage on auras. I think for most people that works pretty well.
What percentage reservation is Barkskin?
10%.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
if
like
it's only
free.
10%, that kind of owns.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's free. I thought it was like 25, to be honest with you. 10% is really good.
It is 10%. Yo, wait.
They reduced it to 10. When did they do that? When did they reduce
That
it to 10?
owns.
Like a couple days ago. I think they
Oh,
just released the
It
information about it.
used to be 25.
right. Okay,
Yep.
so okay. I'm
And
not
you have that
dumb.
new mana reservation mastery node right there for Rangers.
Yeah,
The
that
minus mana
basically-
one's
cost, so
it's
They
huge.
changed the armor to so now it's only minus physical damage to attacks. So now it
PDR,
gives
yeah.
minus 300 instead of minus 150, but it loses the armor, and it's
Mhm.
only 10% reservation. It's definitely worse than before, but it's a really nice carry early.
Yeah.
do we think that
And,
everyone's just going to respec out of that in the end game? Like, is that worth taking
Well,
on an end game build
depends.
ever?
Depends if Scorch works on your build, then probably yes. And if Tinctures are good, then also probably yes. If not, your last Ascendancy is going to be okay, I guess. You're just going to keep Barkskin, but most likely you're going to respec him.
Tinctures. That's one thing. Like, tinctures are just anti-quality of life, right? The way that I see it. I wish they didn't go with the whole mana burn approach. Now, I know you can possibly, like, there's ways for you to get, like, perma uptime and that kind of stuff. That requires, like, some pretty intense investment. But I think one thing about tinctures is that they could potentially, like, make this ascendancy insane, right? Because if the tinctures are broken, then this ascendancy is potentially broken because it sort of enables you to not have to micromanage them as much as you would otherwise on any other build, and you can also use them on range weapons, right? Which might be interesting, but
I don't think you ever
Yeah.
do it.
yeah, I
You don't do it. You can't just spend 2 Ascendancy
2
points for
points,
that.
yeah.
Like, especially because the left side of the tree is actually really competitive for it. Like,
Mm.
the shock is really good, the freeze is really good, the unbound's really good, which is also a problem for the tinctures. You really want 2 points, so you need
Yeah.
4 points. And where are you going to take that from, right? So it's
Yeah,
like,
because if you're gonna invest in the tinctures, you want to, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so you're like 4 points, and 8 would just be Oath of Winter into Avatar of Wilds, I suppose, or just like Spring.
Yeah, it depends on
Yeah,
what
to
ailment you're
wilds.
applying the most. I'm gonna be honest,
Mhm.
like Freeze kind of owns, so
Freeze is
I would look a lot
wicked.
towards Winter.
Winter
I
looks
wonder how it's going to
amazing.
play out. Like, even on Hexblast, when I have like 0.3, 0.5 freezes, it already feels like I'm like nothing's moving. So 2-second
Yeah.
freezes everywhere.
Yeah, it looks great. If you get like freeze prolif as well, like on gloves or just
Yeah.
anywhere, it's just gonna be so nice, I think. 2 seconds. Like, what monster in like endgame, once you have your build up, lives longer than 2 seconds?
Not much.
It's an interesting ascendancy, man. But I guess like if anybody's listening that is like building one, definitely look into getting a little bit of ailment duration for your Oath of Spring, because you're not just gonna automatically be getting 50 shock stack. Like that's not a thing. And also Scorch, a lot of people telling me like, oh, you just click the node 60 Scorch. Like getting the ailment effect to get the Scorch up, to like to 30% is not easy.
I think people also forget you need fire damage.
Yeah,
like this is not a fucking leadership's price or something, right? Like you need fire damage, you need lightning damage, you need cold damage. I don't know where people are getting their numbers from, right? It's like you probably have to pick 2 of those.
Like if you're playing Lightning Strike and you're tri-elite, there's no way you cap out on this. It's just impossible.
Not early. Yeah, definitely not. Also, like even if you do and you invest into like ailment effect, okay, cool. Now you have to replace Ellie Mastery. How much did you actually get, right? Like what else are you scaling that's minus res?
That's exactly like what my argument was. Like everybody was bat chesting the Oath of Summer, like, and how strong it is, and I get it. Like it was like way more damage than the Inversion Mastery, but the Inversion Mastery is one passive skill.
Yeah.
Like for 25% damage, as opposed to, I think this would have equated to around like 50% damage for Oath of Summer. So it is twice as good, but it's also like 2 passive skills 2 Ascendancy skill points.
Yeah, you also lose, because everybody's gonna have Alva gloves in endgame. You also lose the damage on unless you have another source of burning. You're also gonna lose the flat from Alva gloves because you can't ignite it. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't see it.
I mean, but you're playing Warden, right? So what are you seeing in the Ascendancy?
I think the freeze node is still underrated. I mean, it's like the kind of thing where you just don't see it on POB, so people just assume it doesn't do anything. And I think it's going to look pretty interesting. I think the 80% more damage is going to have okay uptime. I think it's going to be up when you need it.
That's exactly right, yeah.
It's not fucking 80% more damage, obviously, but it is like a berserk kind of effect, which if you can time your damage windows, it's going to be fine. And the shock with all its flaws and like people misbuilding it, that doesn't mean it's not strong, right? Like, we're talking about semantics here. Or like, oh, actually, it's only 50% more damage.
It's
right?
Still
it's
a
like,
lot, yeah.
Okay. Like,
yeah, for sure. And I really like Avatar of the Wilds because, as you said, it's damage when you need it. It's not like a pendulum effect, right? So it's like you click it, and then for 10 seconds, you're like literal god. So I mean,
especially for like Guardian runs and stuff like that. You get to the Guardian, and you press it, and two-shot them.
Yeah, I mean, I like that sort of stuff because like you never really have issues clearing trash in an end-game build. But if you come across like an Exodia rare or like an Essence or a boss, you click this and hopefully delete it.
Yeah, Legion, Expedition, Red, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. The ramp up time is like 7 seconds, right? To get this, if you're like continuously attacking.
If you're with perfect setup, so I would say more like you're not exactly hitting on cooldown. You're also moving, right? Let's say 10 seconds ramp up time, right? And so it's gonna be up like 50% of the time.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's a good node. So much damage.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry,
go ahead, Basan. No, mine's a tangent. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say, I think the weirdest thing about Warden is like, there's a lot of things that you kind of want, and you can't take everything, and because you can't take everything, the Ascendancy I feel like is a little lacking. Like if you look at something like Occultist, you're grabbing you're either going like Cold Dot or you're going like Chaos Dot, and you're going ES or you're going like more into Curses. If you look at Saboteur, you're going into Mines or you're going into Traps, and you choose different points according to what you're doing. Pathfinder, same thing. Full flasks, or you get like the poison stuff and you do some flasks. But Warden is like, wow, I really want tinctures, wow, I really want elemental stuff. I can't take it all, so I don't get the full package.
But Flesh and Flames are going to be crazy too.
Yeah, Flesh
Jedi is going to want them as well.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I think Avatar of the Wilds, Forbidden Flesh and Flame are gonna go hard.
But don't you think that's going to kind of sort itself out with people playing it and kind of figuring out maybe Shock is bait, maybe this is bait, Freeze is overkill or whatever, and then we're going to settle on 8 points, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, there's going to be discourse from everybody saying that, this content creator took Shock they're an idiot. Oh, this person's taking freeze. We're gonna freeze anyways. They're an idiot. Like at some point, it's gonna be like, oh, it doesn't really matter. You just click the nodes and then you kill the monsters. Like it's whatever.
Yeah, man. Well, in my eyes, everyone's an idiot for not playing Deadeye, though.
Oh, drama.
True.
What nodes are you going as a Deadeye for?
Are you going
Lightning
Windward?
Strike?
The Windward. Oh.
Whoa.
You going Windward?
That's gross.
It's
I w-
sick.
I wish Windward was sick. No, I'm going +2 Proj, Ricochet,
Yeah.
Focal Point,
Yeah.
Gathering Wind. Like, what
Yeah.
else do you take?
That's the right choice.
There's nothing else to
Thoughts
take,
on
bro.
Avidity?
On Avidity? Uh-huh.
The new node.
The
Frenzy node.
Oh, holy
The-
shit, it's
the
bad.
Blood Rage node.
It's so
Uh,
bad. Because it's just
the
one
Ascendancy
frenzy and no
point.
scaling. People are like,
Yeah.
accuracy stacker. Yeah, like,
It's
accuracy
like,
stacking
yeah, I don't need to be
on-
Jug.
without
It's fine.
Jug is like, it's not even a thing. Like, you accuracy stack because of Jug, right? Like, that's the whole reason you accuracy stack.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish, bro. I wish that node was good. It feels like they kind of killed off like the only thing that was good about Raider, which was like Frenzy's charges on
do you
Ranger.
mean,
It was
dude?
like, it was cool.
You used to click the onslaught node, and then you click the 150% effective onslaught, and then you get effective onslaught on the tree, and then you'd run around town really fast without a mage
True,
block.
actually true.
True.
You'd be gaming.
Based.
You'd enter the Act 8 town, you'd be like, I'm God, and then you'd be like, oh wait, I'm not a Deadeye. So, but yeah, no, the fact that Avidity is basically just Blood Rage, but as an ascendancy point, is really disappointing in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But like to your point about Warden, I definitely agree that it's weird that the whole Ascendancy has no movement speed, no attack speed, no comfy stats, right? So people who are already fine with like punishing themselves and not taking any quality of life, they're gonna have a rough time.
Yeah, even the travel nodes don't have any
Yeah.
attack speed or move speed,
Yeah.
which people forget about the importance of travel nodes. They add up over a whole ascendancy.
Yeah.
I'm actually a big fan of Windward, by the way. I
mean-
think this is going to be sick.
Windward?
So Windward, you go acrobatics to get your avoidance
Yeah, yeah.
for spells, and then
Dodge.
you go big ward, that new belt that gives you like thousands of ward for a big chest, and you just run the iron flask, and just every time you take a savage hit, you put the instilling orb on there. So take a big hit, instantly full ward again, and just never get hit.
Okay.
Okay. He's cooking.
Mhm.
POB incoming.
I mean, is that what you're gonna be like? What are you gonna be putting that on? What build?
Unfortunately, I actually have a lightning strike ward build from a couple of leagues ago that I was gonna recreate until I saw that everybody's playing Fub Guns build now.
So in reality, we're all copying you.
If you use ward, yes. I challenged myself to make an actual ward build, but basically the core of that now is like 3 times as strong defensively. So probably put it back together.
Cool. Didn't even think about ward as a mechanic. They keep making things for it, but it's just always, I don't know, just never really looked good. I think maybe because it's like unreliable, I suppose. But if you have 75 max spell dodge and max evasion, then it's not really that unreliable.
Yeah, you can get blocked too.
True. They made versatile combatant actually pretty decent now.
Yeah. Actually really nice.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of a huge fan of that node. Even beforehand, I think I clicked it once on one build, and I was like, "Yo, this is kind of cool." While I'm in this like weird period where I need a lot of spell block. It was a bit cringe having 50% attack block, but it was still like capping out the spell block is a lot of the time more important than capping out your attack block. But it depends on what
Yeah.
kind of content you're doing, right? And what your
100%.
mitigation there's. The issue
Evasion is so easy to come by often that you just like you're like this random block here. It could be nice if I just get spell block, yeah. 'Cause-
Mhm.
Yeah.
The only issue I think I have with it is like there's a lot of times, well, you're probably grabbing prismatic skin, and then since you're in this side of the tree, you're probably grabbing nomadic teaching, and there's no way you're not grabbing barbarism, and you're probably also grabbing like soul steel and the
You're
armor
grabbing it all.
mastery. So like,
Yeah.
maybe you pick up versatile combatant, but it is a good node. I do like the node.
I still need avoidance, right? So might
Yeah,
as well
yeah,
pick
yeah.
something.
But the you know the real OP stuff this league is the endurance charges. They seem kind of like any build that can generate them just gets like 12% DR basically, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess like that makes like enduring composure like one of the most like high value, like if you spend 2 passive points for 12% DR, that's really good.
It is, yeah.
So finding a way to get like endurance charges this week is gonna be interesting, and it's also why like Slayer is so strong and everybody wants to play Slayer now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's why I'm recommending people play like Slayer, Lightning Striker, Frostblades, just because like
Yeah,
taking Masterful Forms just gonna be straight up better and like known to be better than playing Warden. Like it's better than Garf Skin, right?
yeah,
So, and then on
yeah,
top of
Super
that,
safe,
there's
yeah.
like, yeah, it's just a safe choice that we know like Slayer is like generally pretty good, and then it has Masterful Form, so it's even better. I think Discipline of the Unyielding is going to be a Giga node. If you're not taking that, you can get like Onslaught on Kill Rings from Betrayal. Getting a source of endurance charges is going to be like a big IQ check for a lot of people playing builds.
Yep.
for
Or
sure.
going staves and getting them on crit.
Yeah,
There's quite a few things. It's also, I don't know if it's just gonna be Slayer. I think um frenzy charge stacking is one way, but just raw endurance charge stacking is also gonna be a way. Because if you think about it, you already get +1 max endurance from the triple damage brutal charge. You get +1 endurance, right? You get +1 endurance from the eventuality rod, and you can get +1 endurance corruption from Ralakesh. So if you're already starting off with some plus, you might as well not go frenzy override. So there's also going to be some marauder angles there.
Or Trickster replica badge. That's what I'm thinking about doing at some point this league.
yeah. Replica
Yep.
badge is cool. I was afraid that would be like super expensive, so I never really
I
even
don't
put
think
too
it
much
was
thought into
it?
popping it. Yeah, but like this league, I mean,
Yeah, it'll be very
mostly
expensive.
for like the league starters, like you know what I mean, like putting it maybe in the end game section of a league starter is already maybe too ambitious because it's like who knows, man, who knows. It might actually end up being one of those like 50 plus div items.
You could go replica badge with Deadeye now that it has +1 frenzy.
Yeah. I mean, that's a thing. Yeah, you could do that. I almost feel like it's not even worth to take the like because the other Deadeye is like it's such a there's so many good things on Deadeye. Now I don't think this person, but I think like everything on Deadeye is insane aside for Occupying Force and Wind Ward. That means that there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 nodes, right, that you want basically. And if you're playing a projectile build, you're gonna feel bad for not having far shot. You're gonna feel bad for not having focal point. So it's always like kind of a tough choice. Which I guess it kind of shows that it's a good ascendancy because it doesn't really provide raw damage, but it provides mechanics, which is maybe why I like it so much. Like I guess like you could say like Tailwind is raw damage, but it's like kind of more than that, right?
Yeah.
I think if Warden's Flesh and Flames are really popular this league, it's actually going to lower the price of Deadeye's Flesh and Flames and make them a little bit more accessible, which will be nice.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the good ones are still going to be turbo expensive, right? Playing Gathering Winds as a Pathfinder, well,
Yeah, yeah,
nobody's playing
yeah.
Pathfinder, but getting Gathering Winds as a Warden will be huge.
Insane.
sure.
Yep.
The benefit of being a Deadeye though is that like you could drop Gathering Winds for far shot and then or like you could drop like you could like basically pick and choose your Ascendancy and buy the cheapest one
Right.
out of all of them. So I could drop
Mhm.
like Focal Point and buy that jewel and spec into far shot or something. But then again, I don't know, like I'd probably want to try around some of the Warden things. Because Warden, like yeah, Avatar of the Wild's pretty interesting, and I think Oath of Winter. It would be so cool to just have a build that just perma freezes everything, the whole screen. Like imagine you go into Simus or something, like the whole wave spawn, just everything's perma frozen.
Yeah, but you know what's cooler than the whole screen being frozen is the whole screen blowing up.
I mean, true.
That's the best defensive layer in my opinion.
Yeah.
Tai one of us.
Rest in peace, BV, man. I try to make it work almost every league, and it just kind of sucks, dude. Feels bad.
Haven't played it in a while.
Yeah.
Rest in
maybe
peace,
you
Divine
should.
Blessing.
True,
For
Divine
real.
Blessing. But we do have the Dark Marionettes back.
True.
Do we know if they're going to have the same amount of like HP? Because I already found that I used them on a couple builds last league where I didn't have minion investment. And anytime you went into difficult content, they would die. So like you're not doing tier 17s with those unless you've got like a 4-link and a little investment on the tree.
Yeah.
Is it fine as long as they don't die at exactly the same time?
Right, but they do.
They do,
Oh, really?
yeah. Because there's a little bit of a cooldown between them respawning and them dying. But the way that I like propose or like say like how to use it's kind of like Avatar of the Wilds, right? Like you click it and you have it up for duration when you need it. That's the way I treat it usually.
Yeah.
So you just put
You
like
just
an
can't
extra
put a
little damage
defensive.
aura. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have it has to have to. Yeah.
Like nothing you rely on, right? Like there's no purity of elements or grace or whatever. But you can
Purity
put
of
on like
elements.
yeah.
Oh, I'm just not freeze immune. I'm on 40 res. It's fine.
You can put like wrath or haste, I suppose, something like that, right? They just get like a little bit of a boost.
Haste is good because you notice when it falls off. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also the most annoying because you slow down. I hate running haste on former Divine Blessing.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't remember. Did it have a cast time, Guardian's Blessing? It didn't, right?
Let me check.
I don't think so.
Don't think so. Nope.
Yeah, no cast time. Cool. Yeah, Guardian's Blessing is OP. That'd be good. I wonder, like, if they, like, what are they thinking about bringing it back? It's a bit of a weird one. It seems like something like they probably would be like, no, that's too good. We can't have that.
I mean, they always give you power for annoyance, right?
It's true. The quality of life
pretty-
tax, bro. The quality of life tax. Actually, it's a good segue into the mana cost of physical attack skills going up. Yeah, what is that? What have they done?
Some of those skills are crazy expensive, by the way. Some of the skills are doubled in mana cost.
Yeah.
It's
Inspiration
insane.
is also gone
Yep.
for a lot of builds.
What, like, I was
I mean,
talking
a lot of those
to
builds are not running inspiration, but yeah.
yeah, I was talking to Tripo yesterday, and he said his Bone Shatter is costing like 56 mana or something. Like, what is that?
You should be able to take a mana loan or something for some of these skills. Like, my Lightning Strike is 30 mana. I had to unreserve like 20% of my mana because it's not worth to go for. Like, that's already with 60 or 50% reduced mana cost. It's crazy.
It's crazy. What?
So a few days ago, I was in like the elitist like racing Discord, and every like half an hour or so, somebody would say like, "Bro, I tuned into Karn stream and he's still trying to fix mana. Why doesn't he just click Blood Siphon
No.
or Blood Magic?" And then like an hour later, somebody's like, "Bro, when is Karn gonna find Blood Magic?" And an hour later, somebody else was like, "Dude, is Karn cooked or is he just not clicking Blood Magic?" And later on, there was a picture of Karn clicking Blood Magic, and everybody was like, "Let's fucking go! He found the node. He figured out how to solve mana."
That's so sad. That's like actually sad though. Or
It
like
seems
even
pretty
like most
efficient,
people
yeah.
live stepping as well, just like. But then like that just becomes like the same problem as mana. Like on the top side you just
Yeah.
go EB, and on the bot side you just go live tap. It's so cringe. Like
Yeah, dude.
like they're designing the game around being like, oh, like you want to like use your ability. Well, no. Like what the fuck is that? Like what kind of design is that? It seems so
I
scary.
mean,
They also
it's still
presented
better
all
than, like-
these.
Sorry.
They presented all these mana nodes on the tree like their quality of life for us, but now you have to just invest like 14 points
so much
to get
more,
minus
yeah.
mana cost, which I don't think that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also nerfed the 30% of mana cost is life thing. It's now like 10% or 15.
Oh my
it's
god, yeah.
15.
The mastery.
15.
Yeah, they nerfed that down to 15. And this only punishes like left side builds, right? Because I know you say inspiration is like nerfed, but it's still really good. Like it's still really good.
Yeah. Sure.
And then we also like on the right side got Thrill of the Battle here which is like literally bang on in the middle of the Deadeye
perfect.
area, inside of
Yeah.
like the Lethal Pride, and it's also like it gives you mana reservation efficiency.
It gives
like,
you it's
for
so
3
good.
points. It's like
It's crazy.
It's actually like Ranger has plot armor or something, or like there's like a Ranger main. You know
Oh,
that like when they're
there's-
showing all the teasers and stuff, and there's always like a Deadeye with Line Eyes Glare. Like that guy is like designing the passive skill tree or something.
Well,
yeah, I mean we've known for a long time that there's got to be some inside guy that just keeps Deadeye alive, because like there's no way Lightning Arrow is like one of the best starters for like the last like 5 years, and
Yeah.
they got around to nerfing Tornado Shot without like touching anything else, and they're just like, well, that's it. Ranger's dead now, and the same like GGG employees like, yeah, dude, can't wait to go start my Lightning Arrow starter.
Hey, what do you
We'll
mean? We
make
lost
Ellie Hit of the
4% accuracy.
Spectrum even stronger. Yeah.
And then
I'm sorry
projectile
to lose some.
return on
we
Mo
got gutted.
confirmed
Yep.
as
Hey,
well.
Yeah. Well, technically everybody's getting like, a bunch of cool stuff with the new league mechanics, so.
Yeah, true. But I think there's cool stuff and there's 100% more damage cool stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, literally return prod with no less multiplier is pretty good.
Yeah.
and no
Hey.
random direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but
Yeah,
don't worry
yes.
though. I'm pretty sure melee gets like exertion doesn't work on leap slam now, which should just be a
Oh,
default
shit.
thing. But like, hey, congrats, you get that on your weapon.
Oh no.
Now you guys get
dude.
fucking what is it, a mace, fucking Doomfletch mod, right? Gonna be crazy.
Yeah, on Mace.
That is
yeah.
very cool.
That one is
It
crazy.
is cool, but it's Mace, and also like what elemental attack skill are you playing on Mace?
Well, do you
Elemental?
I mean,
Because
you
it's
have
like
to. You just go
it's like
Fizz.
I mean, I suppose, but like if you're not scaling like your elemental damage, then that Fizzazz is just kind of,
I mean, I can think of a few things. I don't know.
It's like a little extra, sure, but it's kind of like
Was it actually a Volcanic Fissure is kind of back.
true. Volcanic
like the
Fissure is
original skill.
True.
Two-hand
I
attack.
I don't know if you
ignite.
guys. It got more buff than most things, and it was already decent. I think that skill is like actually pretty sleeper, really good. But
True. Somebody chat says BV and Quiz with the Battle Mage and Huge Mace, but I think the Fizz extra is like local, but I'm not sure if that applies to like the base damage of the weapon.
No, it won't.
It won't, right? So like you won't actually be able to Battle Mage it.
Mm.
At least I don't think you will be.
Nope.
But there are some pretty damn interesting enchants, like, and we don't know anything about them, and I don't think we will know either because nobody's data mining. Since PoEDB man is on holiday. What are we gonna do without?
Okay, it's in like
PoEDB
Japan or
man?
something, right? Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't
it
have
says
PvDB. We don't know what's going
Currently
on.
traveling freely in Tokyo, Japan. Settlers League information will be updated upon return.
What is traveling freely?
I mean, I
He's
think
he's
it's
just
like
roaming. He's
it
free
means
roaming.
It's like holiday, not business. Like, I think that's what that means.
I don't think he's coming back. It's over.
And so,
Oh, no.
like backpacking. No, I don't think backpacking. I think it's just like freely just means, yeah, just like roaming around.
It
Like,
means leave him alone. So we
yeah,
can
like
get away
exactly.
from PvP.
Stop messaging me. That's what that means.
You know what doesn't have plot armor though over at Ranger side? Master Fletcher and King of the Hill aren't in Lethal Pride anymore.
True. That is actually true.
Imagine.
What?
Imagine.
And they move the additional projectile from multi-shot out of the Thread of Hope, the large Thread of Hope.
No. Anyways, the build's still broken, so.
Yeah, exactly. You see that right here. So like putting the big thread here doesn't click those anymore, and also the Lethal Pride. But overall, I feel like I mean, Ranger just kind of always comes out on top. Because I don't know if you guys know, but there is like this thing at the top of the tree called Witch.
What's that?
Never heard of it.
What?
She
Is that the class we used to play DD on for like 6 years?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know what that is.
It's sorry, it's the DD. Yeah, that's the DD
Yeah.
class. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the one with the good starting notes. That one.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Dude, how sad. I wish Witch was better, man. I wish Witch was
Witch
better.
needs-
It'll be
Maybe
fine.
next league.
Which
Maybe
doesn't really
next
have
week.
an identity anymore. I feel like they tried with recoup, these weird recoup clusters up top. There's like no raw like defense, anything. It's all so wishy-washy. It's like fucking cursed enemies you kill are destroyed. Faster recharge of energy shield, chaos res. Like there's this whole cluster up top where it's like just question mark clusters that nobody takes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things that just like literally nobody clicks at all.
Yeah.
And then they'll take things like, oh, we gotta nerf the life mastery because everybody's getting plus 50 flat life and they're not taking
Oh,
anything else. And
yeah.
it's like, yo, maybe we should like take a look at the other masteries then, dog, and not like, the one that everybody's clicking. Yeah, I guarantee if you look at a PV Ninja like breakdown,
I'm opening it right
find-
now.
you'll find a few of these things are just almost never clicked. Like, does anybody take essence extraction? Actually, these nodes kind of R&D.
Dude, what is that? Like +2 to level of all curse skill, like a herald cluster. Like it's just there's nothing in this.
You got
region.
like the heat map is like mega top left, and then you got like bottom right, super like hot, and then the only thing that's hot about Witch is like the the nodes where you just travel on top, and then you
Yeah.
just like take a little bit of life here and there, or
Where I
the
get all
nodes
my
that
power
travel
charges.
through. Yeah, exactly. It's just
You gotta. Hey, look, that area of the tree exists, so you can click EB. All right.
True. That's true as well. EB is a hot spot. The cluster jewel slots, and then everything else is just like the travel nodes to get to jewel sockets and stuff. And then you just look at Ranger, and it's like
Minions.
everything's being clicked.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. You're taking aspect of the Egil. You want precise technique. Farsight's
Yeah.
really good. All the blast nodes are pretty banging. If you're
If you're a Pathfinder,
poison,
yeah.
you're taking the poison nodes. There's a bunch of elemental nodes that are sick. Crit
mean,
nodes. They got
Tuna
it
is
all.
this little deadeye cuck for the last few leagues, right? And I
Yep.
play Warden
Every
now,
league,
right?
dude. What do you mean?
Dude, and I realize how good everything in that region
It's
is. I don't
so
even have
good.
any int. I don't
I
have
can't-
any strength at the end
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah.
not even pathing anywhere.
You have to
I'm
put
just
it on
sitting there
gear,
with
bro.
20 int, 20 strength at the end. It's crazy.
First
It's
of all,
only power.
Strength is lethal pride. Int,
Yeah.
I mean, bro, just keep your flame dash level
mean,
1, man. Like,
think-
just don't use
Just
Wrath.
think.
Like, what are you doing?
You just clicking the plus 30 int nodes in the tree, and you're taking primal spirit, and you're like, well, I'm never leaving this side of the tree because everything I want is over
Yeah.
here. All
It's
this
so
life,
good. It's so
this
good.
crit, the onslaught nodes.
Like, I genuinely actually, I mean, it's probably because I play softcore, but like, I genuinely kind of struggled to not build a Trickster or a Ranger. Like, I don't like the other Shadow Ascendancies, but like, I love every Ranger Ascendancy. Now, aside for like Raider, which is now Warden, which hopefully I'll end up liking as well. But yeah, I mean, like, this side of the tree is just so OP. Like, it's just so strong. If you're okay with dying every once in a while, which is like, yeah, we are softcore players, then it's like the best. It's just so quality of life.
I think that they kind of fixed that issue for the bottom part with versatile combatant, actually. They made it so a left side build can feel not too bad, not grabbing spell suppress, if they can at least get like 65 spell block, honestly. So they kind of succeeded with that. I feel like Witch would need something like that as well. Or somewhere
Yeah.
between Templar and Witch. Because if you're already Trickster, you can at least get to Instinct, right? And grab that one spell suppress cluster. But if you're top left, somewhere there, it's like, it's so empty.
Yeah, because Witch's identity is supposed to be energy shield, right?
Yeah.
It like has nothing really to like, I don't know, because like Trickster has like energy shield steroids built into the ascendancy, and it gives you like, it double dips with evasion energy shield. that just like really rewards that. But Witch itself, like the last time I remember like a truly OP build on Witch was like How Occultist. Now you could argue that like
Hawa.
BV Occultist was like also very very strong, but it wasn't like to the level of like that's like a big build, you know. It was like you could also play like Assassin BV, you could also play Pathfinder BV. It didn't really matter, but How Occultist was like very unique to Occultist, I think, and that's like the last time that we really had some crazy juice.
Are there any ES nodes on any of the witches besides Vile Bastion, the regen one on Occultist? I don't think there is.
No, there isn't. So I think like in modern Path of Exile, where defenses is so important.
Isn't there Essence Glutton? Are you talking about Ascendancies or like on the tree?
In the Ascendancies, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
there's,
sorry, I forgot
there's
Necro
Necromancer.
existed.
Yeah.
True. Necro is a thing that exists.
That's decent. It's got mana regen too.
Yeah.
We got some new gems that we can actually look through, but like, how do you guys see it? Because I can't share my screen with you guys, but I guess I could like talk about the
I can pull
gems.
it up.
Yeah,
I'm watching a stream.
we have yeah, they give us like 2020s, I suppose. So auto exertion,
Wait,
which is go on.
no, go for it. I didn't see it yet.
Auto exertion is the new call to arms. So they removed call to arms, and now we have auto exertion, which is essentially a reservation of 15% reservation, and I think that's per war cry, right? Which is kind of ridiculous, but which it doesn't give you the buff of the war cry, but it gives you the exertion. So for example, I mean, if I were to pull up a war cry like ancestral cry, you don't get the resistance, but you get the additional strikes, for example, for 15%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some wonky stuff. If you're not clicking blood magic on Slam's build, I see a lot of people just auto exerting like 5 war cries because determines
Right.
determines not as good, and so there's some cooks with that, but we'll have to see how it plays out. The weirdest question is like, does it work well with Earthshatter if you're just like, you know, like just like hopping on with your war cries? Like,
I've seen,
is the build gonna feel
especially
good? I don't know.
Earthshatter. I've actually seen Earthshatter builds with not really much exert, but they put General's Cry on because it has like 3-second cooldown.
Yep.
So you can super efficiently trigger them, and you also get free rage from the mastery red every time.
Yeah.
So that's what I've seen on almost every Earthshatter. I think GC with Earthshatter, I was testing some General's Cry builds in general. And other than Bladestorm, like Earthshatter did perform pretty well, not gonna lie. Like it was actually pretty smooth.
Such a cool skill. I
Yeah.
love Earthshatter. But I do think there's also like, this is cool because, so I'm thinking maybe of like, trying to fit it into endgame LS, so I can use unique gloves and not feel bad, right? Use Ancestral Cry, for
Whoa.
example.
Whoa.
You want the Soul Eater gloves, don't you?
Of course I do, bro. You know me. Don't tell anyone though about them. Don't tell anyone.
Those things
Don't
are
tell anybody
insane.
about the Soul Eater gloves.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. No, don't tell anybody. Well, the next red gem is Crushing Fist. It's a retaliate skill, right? Which retaliates against blocked hits by calling forth a huge amount of a huge armored fist to slam into the ground in front of you. It cannot be used by default. Becomes usable for 2 seconds when you block a hit.
My God.
Oh, jeez.
Look at that
It's
effectiveness.
PoE2.
Can't be evaded.
What?
2200 effectiveness.
It has
Look at the
21
effectiveness. Dude, Quinn
2,193.
is gonna pop off. That's
But-
insane.
The way this skill works is it like you block and then it lights up.
Yeah.
Then you click it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Well,
UE2
okay,
ass
so
skill.
you have 50% chance to still be able to spam it from champ. You just have to go champ, right? And then you anoint the other 20%, and you have 70% chance to be able to press your skill again. It's crazy, actually. It's insane.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then like you're taking all the retaliation nodes most likely, and then you're probably building around this. And the thing is, like, I don't think that you just use one retaliate skill. I think you use like 2 or 3, and you should be able to use different retaliate skills. So like you block, all your retaliate skills light up. You use one of them, you use another one, and then it has a chance to refresh one of your other retaliate skills.
More
Yep.
boss
If it works the
rotation.
way I think it is, and so you'll
You
have
get
like a
into a
big
retaliate
6-link
loop.
retaliate, and then you'll be retaliate looping. And by the time that you go through your 2 or 3 retaliates, like hopefully you blocked again.
Yeah.
So
Can
This
we
feels like-
ignite with this crushing fist?
It says 60%
that
less
is-
damage with ailments.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they hate you.
it doesn't seem as
Sorry,
good
bro.
as nice try.
Yeah.
Yo, just a side note though, I can't believe these Soul Eater gloves have Chaos Res on them. Yo, whatever you guys do not pick
Do
up
not
Soul
buy them.
Ascension
Do
on.
not buy them.
Don't buy Soul Ascension Cardinal
Trash.
Mitts. They're horrible. They have
Or if you buy
Chaos
them-
Res.
If
Eat
you
a
buy
soul
them,
when
the
you hit
best
a
roll is
rare
minus
unique
10,
enemy.
by the way. It's minus 10. You want minus 10.
Yeah.
Leave the plus 10
Yeah,
ones.
sure.
Those
Yeah,
are bad.
do not whatever you do not grab plus 10 to maximum number of eaten souls. Those are these gloves suck, honestly. The
They're
fact they got so much
terrible.
evasion and ES on them. Wow.
Yeah, you can spec into the mastery as well, like the suppress mastery. They suck. I hate
Mhm.
suppression. Yeah.
Yeah, suppression's so bad. You definitely should not click suppress. Yeah, anyways.
These gloves are even sick with a bottom roll. Like they're actually
Yeah, they're so broken.
they're actually just cracked.
They're so good. I played Poison
Just
Spark with
don't
them
buy the
last
gloves
league,
at
and
all. Just
was
don't buy them.
capped.
Dude, the buffs fall off anyways, right? So why would you buy them?
Yep, yep.
That's
Yep.
true. That's true.
Eventually, everybody will just lose all their charges.
But I mean, actually, like now that I think about it, what if like some insanely OP Glad Retaliate build just pops up, and that's like the meta, just retaliate, juicing.
I mean, Quinn 69 said it first, so we're all just followers, really. We're all just
Ooh.
sheep in a
He's the
Quinn world.
pioneer, yeah. Actual pioneer 69. Well, he did pioneer like a lot of builds. Like, there's so many
Kind of a
people
build.
play Flicker Bleed. There's like, there's so many people now playing also a Frost Legion. Holy.
Holy, he was ahead of his time. See, Alp for the last few days has been like, as soon as we get gem numbers, we might be playing a retaliation build, but I think he's tentative on playing like Dual Strike of Ambidexterity. But he does actually
Yeah.
want to play like a full retaliate build, because in his, how he saw it is like, it would be really weird game design if they remove totems, because totems are just like, oh, here's your mandatory 4-link, sir. Like, make sure you have your War Chief with Cull Strike and, all this other stuff like faster attacks. And then, like, oh, let's take that away, but let's give you need to run Crushing Fist and Melee Fit. Like, it'd be really weird to just change it up for another 4-link. So his thought process is that they're making it so that they have super high damage effectiveness, which would then mean that you would build around them. I kind of agree with that, so
That would be really
maybe that's
cool.
the move. Personally, I'm against like trying brand new things like this in a new league, because if your day one sucks, a lot of the time you view the league as being a trash league.
Yeah.
It's
It would be
why have
like a
trash
second
time day
build
one?
or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. You would just wait for somebody stupider than you are to try the build, and then once you discover like, oh, this actually sucks, then you would know not to play it, or maybe it's sick and then you go play it. Like, it's not like you're
Wait,
missing out
but
playing
I'm
it.
stupider. But I'm still not stupid enough to try it, I think.
We're all
I
letting
mean,
Pal try Warden
and-
for us.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
it's not
true.
that I'm
Yeah,
not,
okay.
it's not that I'm stupid. I'm like literally just a wuss, actually.
Oh, so you're just a
Anything.
massive pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
True.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But what's your excuse, bro?
What do you mean?
I-
I'm playing Warden.
No,
I'm
he's
uncomfortable
asking
with
for
it.
my excuse. He's asking why I'm going Hex Blast Trickster. Yo, I haven't.
True.
Yo, I think my connection's breaking up. Did you say something?
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
yeah,
anyways,
bro.
let's get to the gems real quick so we get through the tier list.
Okay. There is another gem called Eviscerate. Oh, holy shit. 1,345 base effectiveness. But this one is retaliate against the block hit. Again, it says pretty much the same thing, but it's an arcing slash that releases 2 waves of force. Enemies in close range of you can be hit by both waves. Shotguns. Okay. But it requires
That's
a
even more
sword, axe,
effectiveness.
or shield. Yeah, so it's basically like 2,700 effectiveness, assuming that you're in close range. And then base wavelength is 10 meters, which is huge.
That actually
and
is a
then
lot.
The second base is 3.2, so you have like a smaller one and a big one. But yeah, 10 meters is huge. It's like half the screen, basically, if you're on 1080. And it has a cooldown of 3 seconds as opposed to 4 seconds on Crushing Fist.
Isn't like the problem with these skills that you kind of want to scale attack speed, but also don't? Like kind of, you want to mash it, but if you mash it too
Yeah.
fast, you can't refresh maybe. But if you are on a roll, then I don't know. It seems kind of weird.
Aren't they instant? Because it doesn't.
Oh wait, are they instant?
Well, I
Wait,
think so. It doesn't say like.
Oh, they
Say
are.
it's instant.
It doesn't
Does
say
it?
cast time. It doesn't say it's instant. No.
oh my bad.
It would
What
say
the
if
hell?
it did.
But it's no. But
Yeah,
it
one of them has an
a
attack
cooldown.
speed multiplier. Crushing Fist does 70%.
Oh,
Eviscerate doesn't though.
Oh, yeah,
Which means I
true.
guess it's like 1.
Just 100%.
oh, it does a. Wait, the cooldown does not get over it, right?
No.
Yeah, you can't use it again, right?
Chat's saying no,
Yeah,
just
so you can't
CD.
mash it.
That doesn't make any sense. There's no way it's autocast.
No, it's not.
No.
You have to
Yeah.
manually attack it, which means
So
you
it's
do
like-
want some attack speed.
Yeah, you
Oh.
want at least some so it doesn't feel clunky, yeah. Yeah, that's a bit weird, actually. But
Okay.
the thing about this Eviscerate one is that it doesn't have a less multiplier for ailments.
True.
So that one is
and, then
cookable.
on top of that, it causes bleeding. So I mean,
True. Like 100% bleed chance, just
Yeah,
like that. That's kind of
100%
cool.
bleed chance. Yeah.
1,345 damage effectiveness.
With
Jeez.
2 hits. So Replica, Emberwake, Ignite.
Can't be evaded as well, so you can go bleed crit without having to get 5,000 accuracy.
True.
Pretty cool.
That's like
I'm
this
gonna be
is
real,
actually
I'm not
like
gonna
such
use
an
any of
OP
these.
gem. Like I
What do
don't
you
think I'm
mean,
gonna
dude?
like, but the numbers are huge. What do you mean you can't? You're not
Yeah,
gonna go any of
big
these?
number, bigger number, better person. You know what I'm saying?
True. I've been experiencing a lot of that actually lately, where it's like,
What,
why isn't
like-
your number as big as somebody else's number?
Oh yeah. Well, it's just because you're a bad content creator. That's all it is,
Yeah.
dude.
And that's
you
that is
just-
true.
You didn't take 100% increased effect to shock,
Mm.
plus a bunch of ailments and charges, and then
True.
you just gotta throw in the 80%
don't
more
have-
damage.
Dude, you have to pick one rage per melee hit and then put 30% more damage in your config. Everybody
course.
knows. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean,
See,
to be fair,
also
I have
good.
a lethal pride there, and I'm planning on getting like 2 or 3 or like 2 rage per hit. That's kind of like my plan, and I put 30% of it.
7.5 second ramp up time. If you
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
the
yeah.
melee part at the perfect time, let's fucking go, dude.
I mean, for single target, then it's like it's fine. But for like things like defenses and stuff, what's the code of conduct there? Because I never take like molten shell and that sort of stuff.
It depends on what kind of content you're facing.
Yeah,
Just
like if you're
depends on who you want
facing
to impress. Like,
that's
it
true.
doesn't matter it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just like whatever people
But
might be
I've
mad.
had so many times where like someone's like, "Oh, only 18 Fizz K max hit," and then I'm like, "Bro, like you're looking at everyone else's pubs and they have their defenses ticked, and that's what you get used to, and now you're calling me small? Like I'm not small, bro. I just just a bit cold."
I think
Why
the
is it so
only way is
small?
to undersell your builds like crazy and just
On average.
Yeah.
Just to what?
no, just undersell them like crazy, and then if people like
Yeah.
it, they'll like it, and if they don't, they don't. They're not fucking
True.
I saw your
become-
vid today, pals.
like I
You
don't
did
know.
a lot of
yeah.
underselling. I liked it. You inspired me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you basically were like, I don't know, play whatever the hell you want. This is what I'm playing.
True. Hey, your build
GG.
looks pretty badass though. I gotta say, I like it a lot. The mines.
It's so fun. Not aiming and hitting every monster on the screen is one of my favorite things in PoE. So
And you
Very
still get
excited.
leech, which is
still get leech. Yeah, Maniforge works with mines. Giga.
my least favorite thing about mines is not getting leech. So
I had to learn so many things because nobody does bow mines. So I basically had to learn all the interactions myself.
I used to play it back in the day. We used to play like tornado shot mines, right? There was like
ES
a time.
mines, TR
Yeah.
mines, like all kinds of mines, bro. That shit was
Yeah.
great.
It
But then they
was
started
huge.
imposing less multis because of the fact, like there was this like great the Cataclysm. You know, basically like GGG was like, oh, we have to nerf the shit out of mind supports because we're buffing all spells by 70%. Like, okay, well,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
and then attacks just took the L on that one, unfortunately.
Yep. And Arc Mines made everything worse as well.
Yeah, that was a bit sad actually. Well, yeah, we got the next gem is called Sword Storm, which is like another retaliation skill with. This one only has 247 base. What is that?
I think it's like Rain of Arrows, right? Kinda.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's like a multi-hitting, so has repeatedly dealing damage of both your weapons combined. It's for dual wielding. So you dual wield weapons, you block, you retaliate, and it just like repeatedly deals damage in front of you. It just rains down your weapons. Alright. That's what are they cooking? Like they're just on planet Mars.
Gotta be something here. Like, remember when Lynx came out and we were all like, I don't
oh
know if
yeah,
this is gonna be something.
yeah. And then it
And
ended up being
where are these
like
people now? Yeah.
exactly. It ended up being like huge.
Yep.
Nah,
Link
but like surely
clusters.
these are good, right? Like is Al-Kaiser
They
gonna
have to be.
is Al-Kaiser gonna be
knows?
playing this? Like hopefully, bro.
I mean, we'll see tomorrow if he's cooking. You know, he said he wants to do something around it, but if all else fails, he's either slamming or dual striking. So depends. What's the next gem?
The next gem is Vengeful Cry. So it's retaliate against savage hits with a war cry, taunting all nearby enemies to attack the user. The user and nearby allies gain a buff which grants rage and prevents rage from being lost.
What?
Oh shit.
Damn.
Wait, so it's a utility retaliation skill?
Yeah. Wait, this is actually kind of sick because it grants rage. So as long as you have like some block, you could technically use this on like buff grants 25 rage and prevents inherent loss of rage. Oh
Damn.
no, it's plus 25 to maximum, right? It grants 3 rage per second per 5 power.
Wait.
Yeah.
How does
No,
this work when you
not
put it on
baseline.
auto? Wait.
You won't get the buff.
Okay. Oh yeah, you don't get a buff.
Right, yeah.
And don't forget, it has a use time of 0.8 seconds, which
Wait,
you're
this-
not going to scale at all. It's going to feel
me.
horrible.
This is not a cast time, it's not an attack time, it's a use time. It's the first time I've seen this.
Also, it has almost 3 times the cooldown time of the other skills, the other retaliation skills.
Yeah, there's a war cry
It's 8
cooldown basically.
seconds.
Hmm.
Oh my god, man. Like, why is there no self-block mechanic in PoE? Like, why can't you block your own damage, like self-damage and stuff? That would be so cool. I do almost feel like sometimes the devs, like, create these things for, like, they're just shooting in the dark type of thing, which is, like, one of the coolest things about PoE, because they tend to, like, shoot in the dark a lot with, like, uniques and stuff like that. And then eventually, like, 2 things align that just makes it super OP or something like that, right? Like, or somebody smart enough connects the dots and all of a sudden there's something crazy.
I think it's just the nature of like modern day gaming and just how the internet works in, you know, this space. It's like they gotta come up with something cool that beats the last thing that they made that was cool. And then it's like, oh well, I guess nobody came up with anything for that. And so at some point they buff it and then it's like, oh actually it turns out that if you use Vengeful Cry, which also a lot of people were correcting us and saying it's not on block, it's on taking a savage hit, which is way worse than blocking.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And so XGD.
Jeez.
And so like maybe there's some weird interaction between a unique and a gem in the year 2027 and nobody's used this gem for 3 years and then all of a sudden you're like self-procking 25 rage on a build that could never generate rage before. So
Oh, cool.
They're just
Cool.
laying out the seeds, and at some point we're gonna pick them up.
that's right.
Yeah. I
What's the
mean,
next gem?
we got Glacial Shield Swipe. Yo, this one's actually really cool. So we have base offhand physical damage of 607 to 911. 100% base effectiveness. 29 to 43 added physical damage per 15 armor or evasion rating on the shield. Then you have 100% of physical damage converted to cold. Cannot be used by default. Becomes usable once every 2 seconds when you block a hit. Always freezes enemies. Can't be evaded. 50% less damage with ailments. Base radius is 8 meters. which is massive. 20% CDR, and it's a 3.5 second use time or a cooldown.
8 meters?
8 meter radius, and it's a swipe.
What the fuck is 8? What does that even look like? 8 meters? Holy
The
fuck.
entire half of your screen.
Yeah.
It's a
Like
cone
huge.
though. It's
And it
not
scales-
like
Damn. That's the
Skills with the
base?
shield.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
This one actually sounds insane. This one
I
actually
like how it
sounds
has
crazy.
the other one scales off your weapon, but this one scales off your shield, which I think kind of like fits the block theme a lot more. And then on top of that, like it has flat damage, which is something you like to see on a gem, right? Sometimes. The fact that it doesn't scale like super hard with your attack damage is kind of whatever, considering that it's scaling off your shield. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
using a stat stick. The only
Mhm.
thing with this, the downside is that you would probably look to get like block on your shield, right? Which would take up a slot of evasion or armor or something like that.
yeah,
Like if you wanted to
I-
actually like go for max block, right?
I feel you can easily make up for block nowadays if you're in the bottom half. Like I'm always overcapped.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's true. Attack block specific, especially,
What-
right?
would it be a problem if you're a gladiator?
True.
But then you're gladiator.
Also
True. Yeah, but you're not gonna be like, oh my god, I can't wait to make a retaliation skill build
That's-
as like a slayer, right?
As
Like,
like a
Well,
dead
Forbidden
eye
Flesh,
no
Forbidden Flame,
login.
right?
whoa,
Still lucky.
dude. Forbidden flesh.
Wait a
The
minute.
tech.
Don't snitch. Don't snitch. Standard
just-
softcore is
just
volatile.
gonna be-
Okay, don't say it.
It's gonna be
Is the glad
craziest, like,
retaliation
pick-
node like insane or? Oh yeah, it just like reuses. You guys said that.
It's crazy. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna get played, but that's how it's gonna get played now.
50% chance for a use retaliation skill to remain usable and not consume a cooldown use. 50% is it's high.
That
Yeah.
could literally proc off itself, right? And so like you use the
Yeah.
thing, and then you can use the thing again.
Yeah,
and you
it's
can technically use the
70%
thing
with
again, right?
70%
So, like-
with the and you have to remember the master you said earlier, right? Like the 10% chance to activate the
Mhm.
other. You can also activate the other again, and that one has 70% chance again to not get consumed. Meanwhile, the other one gets reactivated, and it's just like the board where he connects and that's
Yeah.
that's retaliation skills.
But
Think about-
what mastery are you talking about? It's not a shield mastery, right? It's
There,
not block.
right up
uh,
with champion, there's 20%
retaliation
chance
map.
to not to remain usable and not consume a cooldown use. It's the same mod. It's 70% in total. It's an annoyant.
Oh, right.
It's the annoyant next to duelist.
Okay, yeah, well, I can't see them here, unfortunately, on this tree. Boo. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there's going to be max block
70%.
builds that just stand there and take blocks.
Yeah.
Like Uber
Yeah, it
bosses.
could be. I mean,
It might be
I
kinda
think
fun.
the gameplay loop of like not being able to hit something until you block something is kind of weird, but I mean you
Yeah.
could technically play something like this. You're probably not going to be doing Ubers with this kind of build, but maybe I'm cooked. It seems like a kind of neat build though. You like walk into a map, you're pulling a little slot machine, like, oh, 2200% damage effectiveness, 2200% damage effectiveness, 2200 damage, and I got to use a different skill now, so
You're gonna feel like an arcade player, like just fucking mashing over and over.
yep, could be.
But
Yeah.
is
Like
there actually
whack-a-mole.
like content in the game that bricks you? Like, is there a boss that just doesn't attack? Like, is there anything like that in the game? I don't think so, right? Everything. Is there anything that just puts down a dot and just? I don't know. I don't think so. Everything kind of attacks you, right?
Yeah, if it doesn't attack you with something physical, it throws spells at you and you can block the spells, generally speaking, so.
Yeah. So if you're on Glad already and you have 96% block chance with Lucky, I mean,
Yeah, just Vol breach it in Ubers, and there you go. Infinite
Wait.
blocks.
wait, Val Breach?
Yeah, you could well breach it.
Keep blocking
Attack.
over and over again.
What?
Delete this
One
VOD?
mere gem.
Question mark?
Delete the VOD.
Pendants mark. Yeah, suppose. Dude, you can block worms as well, I guess.
Wait,
Do they
what?
attack you?
I don't think
No,
worms
I don't think they
hit you,
attack.
though.
No. I haven't used that
I don't
flask
think
in
so.
like 10 years, sorry.
Yeah, I used that flash back when I was like legit 13 years old, so.
Yeah. Actually, I remember the last time I used that flask was Incursion League. I was playing
My last time was
Danzeli hit. What was it? What was
oh,
What?
mine was Breach League, dude. That was like when I started
Breach
playing, and I was like, "Yo, these are sick! I leech off these. These are so cool."
Yeah. Sick. Cool. I mean, I don't know. Retaliation skills. There's nothing more frustrating than not being able to press your buttons, right?
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
dude, everybody knows that in the game where you have the movement skill that is on cooldown and you're just like
Yeah, and you just get stuck in like in the packs, and you're like, please,
Yep.
let me go.
But at least with the 8 AoE one, it's like whenever you press it and it goes off, at least you don't like. There's no struggle, right? You just cleared everything. So
True. Just nuke
Crazy.
everything.
What's the next gem?
The next term is the puncture of shanking. The London
the
simulator.
Wild
British
name.
puncture.
Oi, bruv.
Boy.
It's just increased critical strike chance against bleeding enemies and 69% more bleeding.
Nice.
Causes bleeding. So
Man.
100% bleed chance.
Has
Not
anybody
even that crazy.
POB'd crit bleed here? And like actually looked into investing
It
in
looks
that?
Every
sick
bleed
now.
build I've
Looks-
seen looks XGD.
Yeah.
I want to be honest.
But I
I've
mean,
never
like,
been like, that looks sick. Like they're playable, sure, but
we have mega buffed Perfect Agony though, which just says like damage
True.
over time for multiplier for ailments is equal to critical strike multiplier.
yeah. The only issue is it's like literally on the other side of the tree, is it not? For
Yeah,
any,
it's in
Right.
Brazil, yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like-
well, you can get it with the replica series, right?
Oh,
For
yeah.
cuties.
That's
Yeah,
probably the best way to get them, but then you're -1 glove slot,
Yeah,
just so
True.
that you don't have to path to literal Narnia.
didn't Coralitos used to give it,
I believe so. Yeah.
and they just removed it?
I think that is it in the game anymore?
Coralitos
what?
flask is still in, it just doesn't show on your filter anymore. Like,
It does not get perfect agony.
it does not, no. It used to.
They didn't
It used
rework
to.
any of the crit poison nodes. They're all still crit multi that there are still dot multi that gets overwritten by perfect agony. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, perfect agony was removed from it. Actually, 3 years ago today.
Wow.
3.15 released July 23rd, 2021.
Happy anniversary, everybody.
Wow. What a cool
It's 315 anniversary, bro. Despair.
Yeah.
That's why I had like this like inner sense of like depression today for some reason. I just woke up, bro. I was like, fucking flashback day.
Dude, I get that every day.
Yeah, I was trying to play it off as just like a one day thing, but you know.
Nah. Listen, we don't play it off as a one-day thing here. Alright, what's...
Alright.
I don't have anything to say about puncture unless anybody else does.
The
Yeah,
last
no,
the
it
rupture
looks-
gem is so
no.
broken. It's not even funny. What the fuck is this?
Yo, spoilers. Okay,
Yo,
we
we're
got
not
Divine
there yet.
Retribution. Divine Retribution is a retaliation skill again, but it's blue this time. Woo.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. Wait, but it has an effectiveness of added damage of 390%, and it deals like top end 3000 fizz, which is like, you know, kind of a lot actually.
It's 2600.
I mean, we have 50% fizz converted, and then the rest of the stuff cannot be used. Cooldown 5 seconds. That was like the cool one that showed like the waves
Yeah.
in the trailer.
You know what else is converted? Your clear speed.
True.
Leave my Templar Inquisitor retaliation build alone. Oh, yeah, I don't have anything to say about this.
Anyways, we have support for them too. Expert retaliation.
What?
Supported retaliation skills become usable for 39% longer. Which is like, yeah, like I don't know. It's like basically when you block,
Useless?
it's like you have 4 seconds instead of like.
It's good if you're slow, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the
Bottom one, though.
thing is, right? You're gonna like have your crushing fist 6 linked, and so you're gonna pop off with crushing fist. It's gonna proc. You're gonna use it again. You're gonna use it again. Maybe the 3 seconds is up by then, and so expert retaliation carries like your other like 4 link
True.
retaliation. But
yeah,
the
true,
next
true,
line
true.
is the real reason you would use expert retaliation, in my opinion.
Yep.
He's cooking.
More cooldown recovery rate
So you can do this all the time. You could just
Boom.
between the two.
See, I'm the retaliation build god. All right, I'm just saying. New league
That's
starter.
cooking.
I'm playing it.
You do be cooking.
all the retaliation players are gonna get a girlfriend to do a little bit of a you know
Wait, I want to play retaliation as well. now.
practicing. You know.
I just have the sudden urge to retaliate.
Also, I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, I've never
Yeah, I
talked
know.
to a
That's
girl
fine.
before,
I don't
but
know either.
like retaliation's looking interesting. All right.
Yeah,
Next one.
interesting, bro.
Next one.
Yeah, more
Oh, wait, this
duration,
isn't even regen.
which is basically just
Well,
supported skills have 49% more skill effect duration.
it's increased duration, but instead of increased, it's more. So
More.
It used to be 74, right? So it's
Does
actually a
increased
nerf
duration
for a lot
still
of builds.
exist? But increased
if you
duration still
if,
exists.
no.
Nope.
Increased duration died for more duration, but the thing is, if you're
What?
taking duration on the tree, then like that is a source of
Yeah,
increased
yeah,
duration, and so
good,
it's
yeah.
Sure.
multiplicated with that. So if you're
Yeah.
taking all of the increased duration on the tree, yo, it's looking pretty hot. Otherwise, it like Palstron said, it's generally a nurse.
Yeah, but most people just put it on their cost and mistake, right? Like something
Mhm.
random, right? All those builds got
God,
nerfed.
yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
true.
if you're using like steel skin or something, like you're
Yeah.
not gonna start taking like duration of skills just for that.
Yep.
Bro, I totally missed the memo on increased duration being gone. That sucks.
Oh, it is what
Oh
it
well.
is.
It is what it
It's not the
is.
biggest. It is. It's not the biggest loss.
We have overexertion support, which 18% more damage for each Warcry exerting them.
Crazy.
That's Giga for
So
the
stupid.
auto
Yeah.
exert 12
Eternal
Warcry build.
Apple.
Yeah, and it has a second multiplier as well, a separate one. This is fucking
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah, supported attacks deal 10% more damage if exerted. Supported attacks deal 20% increased damage if exerted. Sure. Yeah, so I mean, it's like how many Warcries can you exert? Like 4 or 5?
6?
You can
Like
exert more than
5.
that.
6?
I think 6. Right?
What
No,
the
actually, no. Enduring you can't.
Oh yeah, I guess not. Let me see.
I have someone in my street being being fucking weird. What is that? It's going, yeah, I mean, so that means that like you have like 70%
because
damage.
you can have Infernal Cry. So it's like Ancestral, unless I'm cooked, Battle Mage, Gen Cry, Infernal Cry, Intimidating, and then Seismic. So 6.
6 more cries.
Unless I'm cooked, unless one of those doesn't work anymore or something. Yeah,
Well,
if
we
you're,
have a
I guess if
support
you're
that
not,
does
if you're a
18
slam
times 6.
build, I guess you're not using Ancestral.
So
Didn't
like
Ancestral
if
get
you
banned?
do all those things, it's 118% more damage.
Yeah, I guess if you're a slam build, you only got 5, right?
Okay, I mean
Yeah,
5,
you have to be
sure.
Berserker though, right? Otherwise, I mean, are you gonna...
You don't have to be Berserker.
Actually, no, you don't. You're right. Like, there's only one cry that has like 2 exerts, right? All the other ones have more. Yeah. Pretty
That's
cool.
a wild
Crazy.
skill gem, to be
Wild.
honest. And last one is like
The last
rupture,
one is also wild.
rupture support, yeah, which is like the Deadeye Ascendancy, right? 20% increased critical strike chance. Critical strikes with supported skills that inflict bleeding also inflict rupture. Targets take 29% more damage from bleeding per rupture on them from supported skills. Bleeding expires 25% more quickly per rupture from supported skills on target.
So, tell me if I'm crazy. There's no rupture limit there, right? And
No.
100% more doesn't mean 0, it means half, right? So you can stack it pretty far, no?
It basically turns like bleeds into poisons in a way.
Yeah, isn't it like...
That's really cool.
Like, think about how easy you can get bleed duration. Dude, there's nodes that give like 20... Small nodes that give like 25 bleed duration around, right? Like...
Explain this support gem as if I didn't play PoE before, or like I'm a PoE noob.
Basically like you can stack bleeds, right? Like you can stack an indefinite amount of bleeds on a target, which is like just dependent on how much attack speed you have. But because bleed is technically limited to having 1 on the target, unless you have Crimson Dance, which limits it to 8, but has a severe downside. There's no actual benefit in scaling attack speed. But what this does is it creates like a attack scaling vector, essentially, for you to be able to invest into attack speed and get 25% more damage per stack of bleed on the target.
See.
He said vector. Oh my god.
The vector.
So good.
That's some.
It's actually...
Dude, that's. Wait a second. No, that's some Chat GPT word. Nobody's throwing out vector in the middle of their sentences. How do we know this guy's not AI?
Exactly, bro.
All right,
Your
anyways,
mom is
thank
a
you for the
vector in my
explanation.
life. What?
Somebody was saying that
Say it,
PoE
dude.
Wiki shows that rupture is limited to 3 ruptures. If
Okay,
that's
never
true,
mind. It's
Oh.
dead.
if that's
Never
true,
mind.
is it dead on arrival?
Yes.
The old Rupture was when it was on Deadeye. I don't know if that's still the case.
It is, but does it say on the gem? Did I just not read again?
I don't see it anywhere in the gym, but it
Doesn't
could
say
just
it
be
in the
like a
gym.
mechanical thing, right?
It doesn't say anything
Okay.
on the gem.
I mean, it was capped at 3 on Deadeye, right?
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
Deadeye was kept at 3.
what made it not great.
Yeah.
Also, Bleed Deadeye didn't
mean, it
really
would've
make any
been-
sense.
Not great.
Yeah,
It's
it would have
very
been too
like
OP, I guess.
yeah. Not great. It's complete dog shit, bro. It wasn't not great. Like, it was terrible.
Well, to be fair, it was never played because it was on Deadeye. It makes no sense to go Bleed anywhere there.
That's true.
Like, there's not
actually.
even a Forbidden Flesh, Forbidden Flame opportunity for a Bleed build, so I think that's mostly why.
Yeah.
I think this gem's still fine.
I mean, like, but where does it say 3? That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, that's cool that they give us some gems to talk about during the podcast. Literally. Well, did that change maybe your choices on what your league starting, boys? Are you just gonna like make a
Hell
quick pivot to
no.
retaliation?
No, you guys are Warden haters, and I don't want to hear about it anymore. Just play your Slayers, okay? I'll be happy.
Yeah. Well, Slay, bro, I'm a Deadeye. I'm
Deadeye
unique.
gang.
Yeah, I'm unique, bro. What are you talking about?
You're just jealous that we have plot armor.
Exactly, dude. We have GGG on our side. It says 3 on Ascendancy, but on the gem. If the gem is not capped, that is like literally broken. Like that's actually insane. Yeah, I mean, like since we like talked about all the gems and stuff, like there's really not much time left for us since Arrow's got some stuff to do tonight, and in general, like we've been on, yeah, it's been going for like an hour and a half. So
Speed run. Let's go. Let's get it.
what are we speedrunning though?
Anime waifu
The
top
list.
10?
Yeah,
Oh, the
anime waifu
list.
tier list.
Oh,
Let's go,
yeah, yeah,
dude. Go
The
jump
tier
the
list.
list right now.
Okay, the anime waifu tier list. Wait, no.
Taita has to say from which series, though. I'm never gonna remember this shit.
Make a template. We're not actually
I
doing
mean,
the
I thought-
anime waifu tier list.
No, we're doing
guys.
it.
No. I thought we were gonna go over builds, just like real
Yeah,
rapid fire.
builds.
Just speed run through them.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can literally just bring up my build list if you
Can I
want.
put
We can just use that as a
text on
frame of
this?
reference. Because if we like
Oh.
were to like go full blind into like a build list, right? We could just say you're going, yeah, I think this is pretty good, or we could just we could just
I'm
go off
making
my
like
list.
a super quick sheet, and I'm making like columns like
Whoa.
like S, A, B, C, and D. Let's just do that.
Yeah, sure, why not?
And then let's resize that real quick. Guys, we're prepared for this.
We are professionals. That's why one of our cameras doesn't work. That's why the
Oh,
audio
jeez.
doesn't work. That's why we started 20 minutes late and we're gonna end on time. That's
Well, I
why.
got a date with Palsteron's mom, so I gotta go.
Okay, bro. Okay, bro. You better watch your vector, buddy.
Your
Drama. Drama.
All right. I'm not gonna color it. So, I mean, you guys probably like colors, but S tier. What's a S tier league starter? I mean, obviously my build.
No.
Ellie hit up the spectrum.
What do you mean no?
I'm throwing Elliot of the Spectrum, Hex Blast Mines, and Archmage in S tier.
Ellie
Those are the top
hit-
3.
Spectrum.
I
Arc.
don't
Hex
know
Blast
what.
Mines.
Wait, what's the Ellie hit? Really? Ellie hit of spectrum?
Yeah, it's LA but better.
It's just lightning arrow. Well, you say
literally
that
just
right,
better
but it's
lightning.
actually way worse once you get a decent bow. It's like in the clear
Yeah.
sucks in comparison.
Well, I mean, that's why you just have a Mana Forge Arrow set up, just going off every time you use
Yeah,
a bow
I
attack, and then
suppose.
it kills everything on screen anyways, because you're on like a pseudo 4-link.
That's true.
Or I guess a 5-link, because you'd run 5-link bow, 5-link.
X plus mines. I feel like you're a little biased.
Nah, I agree. Dude, Hex plus mines.
Dude, there's
Yeah,
no way
I
that
know.
there's no
It's
way you're
actually
throwing
OP.
melee higher than Hex Plus Mines. The only issue with Hex
No.
Plus Mines is losing Sandstorm Visage, but it's better because you get a better crit chance on wands now.
On the wands
I
themselves.
mean,
yeah.
you're
But
like,
this.
there's only Trickster left now without Divine Blessing. So, like, I wanted to play Hexblast of Contradiction, but going Inquiz, and now I lose my Divine Blessing as well. It's just fucking trolling. But,
Yeah.
dude, like, you even get more yes this league. It's really, really good. It feels so
Yeah.
good to play. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Hex Blast is so strong. I wanted to play it as well, but then all the ELS stuff happened. The ELS incidents. I mean, ELS is gonna be great, right?
Well, LS is not like
I
a
would-
oomph skill, right? It's like it's like an all-rounder skill, kind of.
I'd be
Yeah.
willing to throw LS into the S tier.
I think it
Low S.
deserves to be A. I don't think it's
I think A
as a
is
league
fine,
starter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs projectiles. It needs Pierce, right? Like if you go arcing, it needs
Needs a
it needs
weapon.
mediums and whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
thing
Yeah.
is that I did a run yesterday of leveling Lightning
sucks.
Strike, and the thing is, it's like it was definitely okay, and I can
Yeah.
see
Wait,
the future in which I get to red maps, and I'm like, damn, this skill sucks. I wish I was playing one of the top 3 builds on my tier list. Unless I
It's
was
the
playing Trade
opposite
League, then it's
actually.
good.
what did
That's
you
the
level
funny
Lightning
thing.
Strike with? What did you level with?
I leveled with Rain of Arrows, and then I swapped
Oh,
to
okay. I
54.
thought you leveled with Lightning Strike and you said it was okay. Okay.
No. I leveled later, like X7, Act 8.
Gotcha.
You said it's the opposite tuna, like you get like a Giga Claw or what? Because
Yeah, like you
as
get
soon
a
as you
gig,
get a
like
weapon,
it kind of sucks until like you get a Giga Claw and all your critical strike chance starts to be
Yeah.
like near cap, and then you're just a god. That's kind of how it feels like on a list. But until then, you're kind of like sad. That's how
Nah,
LS feels.
that's totally understandable. But that's what I mean though. Like I can see a future where I'm using the same claw that I had entering white maps in like my T9 maps, like a couple hours in, and then I'm like, damn, this sucks. And then
Mm.
once I get a claw, I'm feeling great. Which is
True.
completely solved by playing Trade League, and that's why I put it so high on the tier list because the
Exactly.
hardcore trade
The
tier
trade league
list. So,
build, yeah.
I mean, I'm
Anything more in
putting it pretty high.
anything more in S tier?
No, not really. I mean,
Sex
there's
Blast Mines
like
and Lightning
potential for
Arrow.
me to be wrong. Like maybe slams are Giga and they're actually better than everything else, and maybe melee is sicko mode. But when we have like changes like this, I like to err on the side of like, well, I know this is the good starters. So
Yeah,
I
that's
would
true.
be really surprised if there's no slam build that isn't gonna end up in S next league. Or at
Yeah,
least once we
point.
figure it out.
Good point. What about A tier? Like aside for Lightning Strike, there's definitely like more. I think Poison Concoction of Bouncing is actually like a fantastic league starter.
oh yeah, no,
Like,
I'd throw it in the A tier for sure.
Yeah, like I think it's like actually kind of insane. I did like level testing with it, and it kind of like rolled over everything, and it also just did like the watch stones with basically nothing. And it's getting a buff. Like I wasn't even using the totem because I couldn't be bothered. It's getting a buff by 18%, and on top of that, like you're still like very defensive with the face taken as and all that stuff. Like it's really good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you missed Archmage in S, I think. Or did you not want to put it there?
Ooh, Archmage. Good point. Yeah.
Wait, would you guys not put
I'm throwing that in S tier.
I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
So that's like
You guys-
Frostbolt.
You guys are not ready for the Archmage DD of chaining.
Oh, jeez.
It's
No,
a
dude.
DD is so back, dude.
It's badass.
There's like potential for it to actually be like one of the best builds, but
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think ball lighting
course.
of orbiting is badass. If you were playing HGA at any point, I would highly recommend that build.
True.
Any Uber Dam build is Giga. I'm just
It's
gonna say
true.
that.
It says you can't enchant your weapon as Peaconk though. Yeah, but you can play Peaconk up to the point where like you find a Giga enchant and you just play any Giga Chad poison build with like the same blueprint, which I think
Yeah.
makes it an S tier skill because it's like
Mhm.
it literally carries you to like dot cap if you wanted to, and if you're enjoying it, and otherwise you just have like literally all poison skills available to you.
Yeah, I mean it's the equivalent of saying like, oh well, a lot of like strike skills is like, or like a lot of two-handers are like kind of questionable unless you're playing slams. Like, yeah, but the two-handed axe nodes that you take on the tree get you to the point where you can equip a one-handed claw plus shield and play like some Giga Lightning Strike build, right? So
Yeah,
it's
play
stuff like
whatever
that.
you like, yeah.
I'd put it personally in B because it has really delayed damage. It's usually worse than it looks on PoE, but I mean I don't have any problems with this.
Fair enough. I think as a league starter, it's just crazy. Like I don't know. It's like probably like the easiest thing I've ever leveled. Like not ever, but like leveled in a long time. Let's say. Anything more in A?
What else on the list?
There's actually quite a bit in A. I'm throwing Lightning Strike. I'm throwing slams in A. I think slams are good. Yeah, welcome to the jam.
Any slam in specific?
Probably
if like you had to say one.
Frostblades.
There's a lot of slams in there. Yeah, I would throw Frostblades kind of similar to the Lightning Strike.
True.
They're about the
Actually.
same.
Would probably
But-
slam Molten Strike also in there. Molten Strike of Zenith is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's just kind of annoying to play. I don't know.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
kind of similar. There's a lot of like melee where I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good. That looks
Yep.
pretty good. That looks pretty good.
MS of Zenith is a like league starter A tier though. I think it might like it's like a ramper. But like
Well,
for a
wouldn't
league
you say that
starter-
Lightning Strike is like a ramper?
Yeah, but it still clears. Even if
That's
it's
true,
like
but It has crazy damage. Like the damage effectiveness is so insane.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, that's true.
True,
Yeah.
true, 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 true. Yeah, I guess I'd be willing to throw the Zenith in B. I'm okay with that.
yeah.
I think people will get offended.
I would put
think
RF Chieftain and SOS Guardian in A.
in A Chieftain
Yes,
RF.
yes,
Oh.
dude, yes. It's literally like one of the best full self-found softcore 100 pushing builds. I mean, it's not like a competitive ladder or anything, but like if you're not playing trade, even if you were playing trade, you could hit 100 super easy on that build. The max res, the availability of explosion, or the ease of explosion, the recovery, like the build is insanely good. It's really fast, it's really tanky. It doesn't take
RF
much to get started.
Chieftain. Okay.
Yeah.
But if RF Chieftain is A, then iShot has to be A as well, right, Arrow?
I mean, I think so, but you
Yeah.
guys, you guys can say your opinions on it.
I mean, we
mean,
can
bro-
race right now. Like you go like ice shot and I go lightning arrow, and like we see like
You
which
sa-
of the two skills looks better.
You sound like Jung, where if I'm not faster than him, then my build's bad. When it's really me that's bad.
I mean, I could tell you right now, I could load up ice shot and then I could load up lightning arrow. The same
Wait, are we
player
talking
and
about
everything.
I shot
So
a
we're looking
pen
at two.
or
We're looking at two
regular
very
I
different
shot?
times.
iShot
I mean,
of
either
pen.
one, dude. We compare
I
ice shot a pen.
levels with Rain of Arrow or Lightning Arrow until
I'm talking.
like
Okay.
Merc Lab. So.
I mean, at that point, you could just go elemental hit of the spectrum instead.
But that's why iShot is A and Ellie Hit is S.
Yeah, but it's completely BTFO'd by Ellie hit of the spectrum, right? Like you wouldn't be like, oh, let me put like this other mines build like at A++, like it's almost Hex Blast. No, it's not Hex Blast Mines. All right, Hex Blast Mines is the 6'5" Giga Chad that's benching 350, and then you look over and like, oh, there's like, I don't know, like this exsanguinate traps or something like that, and like it's
Exsanguinate
doing
traps.
I'm
great.
definitely not claiming that it's better than Hexblast.
Exsanguinate mines. Yeah,
Certainly
no.
am not. But also, I will say this: I don't think there's anybody else who's played the build. So
Listen, dude, I equipped that gem and I hated that. So it's still not a bad build. I'm not gonna sit here and say like it's the worst build I've ever played, but it's just not him. It's just not the guy.
Whee!
All right,
Fair
anyway.
enough. That's fair enough. I mean, I think it's okay to leave it at the end of A. If
Put
we
it in
go
D
in
tier
like
so nobody
order
plays
of put it, you want it
Cheap
you want
Fury
it
buffs.
in D tier. No.
No, I
wanna
wouldn't put it in D tier.
I want to put Exang Mines in B as a league starter because it's like once you get gear on it, it's like S fucking tier skill, but before it has gear, it's like it's a bit low there.
No, I agree.
Once it has gear, it's like absolutely insane that build.
I also feel like part of the reason to go back to like RF Chieftain really fast, part of the reason I'm ranking it so high isn't necessarily because like the build is the most insane thing in the world, because you're gonna struggle on Ubuilder like if you do like a 4-stone rush. The thing is that Pox's guide brings this build up quite a lot. Like the fact that you can just like go to a website, the website answers every question you could ever have on the build, ever basically, and it's already been asked.
Hey,
And
but
there's 15 different
Arrow's
years
build
of.
too, bro.
He bought that donut with glaze today.
Arrow's build too
I
on
don't know, dude.
Maxroll.gg.
Dude, like,
I mean, come
That's
on.
right.
Dude, Tuna's doing backflips on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going crazy for it. Yo,
I'm
hey,
looking out for a homie, dude. What are you doing?
listen. It's always free to. It's always being nice is free, but so is being a hater.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean, I
you gotta
respect
choose what you wanna do when
the
you wake up.
honesty, bro. I respect it.
I also am not in the business of trying to sell my builds generally, so I actually don't want to rank it at all. What I will say is it's probably the most fun I've had in PoE in the 7 years I've been playing it. So that's what I'll sell. I'll sell the fun.
That's badass.
Boo, fun. Boo. You know what? I'm gonna play DD.
It's
Wrong
more fun than
crowd.
Hex Blast Trickster.
Read the room.
Yeah, read the room. Get a clue. Yeah, if you have fun with it, then I mean, any build you have fun on is S tier, even if that's like ED Contagion.
Okay.
Oh, God.
It's not possible to have
Okay,
fun.
I think
that's
it's I
toxic.
think
What
it's
do you
impossible to
mean,
have
dude?
fun.
I mean, I would definitely throw that
That's
in the
just
C or
weird.
D tier. Like, it's the it's on the cusp of viability. I would say if you wanted to like play the build, get into T16s, have like an okay mapping experience, like
On the
it is an
cusp
option.
of viability.
Sure.
It's gonna be the title
After
for my
playing
League
Locust
starter
Mines?
video.
The cusp
After
of
playing Locust Mines, I know what I would play.
Yeah, dude.
I would put it to D tier. Not gonna lie.
Oh shit! You would put Locust Mines on D tier.
Not in terms of power, but
Whoa!
I don't like the playstyle, man. I don't like the
The power
Yeah.
playstyle.
siphon mines, like the
Power
little...
Siphon Mines, yeah. I was gonna
After
Dude,
say
playing
I
Hexblast
would
Mines,
I'd
it's
throw that
like,
like
in A or
B.
B.
I would put
I
it
would
in
throw that.
B.
yeah,
If
it's
Hexang,
not a
bro,
D.
if
I'm just,
Hexang
I'm
Mines
just kidding.
is
It's not a D. It's just like,
Like it looks pretty good, dude. I don't know.
yeah,
no,
it
it is
does.
good.
Nobody
It's
thought
just
it looked
if you
good
have
when
to
I
play
played
it,
it.
it's like
2 leagues
yeah.
ago.
Drama.
That's true.
Drama's in chat. Actually, I speaking of drama, I gotta go. 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all good. Yeah, we're
No
we're over time,
worries,
so feel
dude.
free to
Yeah,
leave, dude.
dude.
Thanks for the pod,
Later,
boys.
Arrow.
Cam,
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for
Wait,
coming on.
is our scene gonna break?
The scenes are
Yep.
gonna break, dude.
Uh-oh.
It's all
Whatever.
good.
It's all good.
Alright, fine.
There it is,
Oh
dude.
my.
There it is. I'll fix it real quick.
Oh,
We can just pretend Arrow's still here as well.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, cause like I still have his logo.
Oh, so he's like with us here in spirit.
Yeah, he's with us here in spirit. Exactly, bro. I'm moving like it's you. It's just your fucking thing is like really dark.
My cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Wait,
I
save
have
it
a really
together.
dark room. So-
Where
So
am
I live in the here. So I live in the desert,
Also-
and
Yeah.
it's really hot in my room. And one of the things that somebody told me is to put aluminum foil like on the window. And so my window has like aluminum foil and like tape like all over it. So my room is like pitch black. It actually is
Right.
2 degrees Fahrenheit colder in my room since I did that.
I mean that's kind of based.
I bought an
Yeah.
AC, but that's also interesting. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
No, dude, like I have AC. It's just it's really fucking hot in my room.
Okay.
It actually is kind of neat. My room is a little bit colder. It just comes at the cost that I look mega schizophrenic. I look like if you ever seen Better Call Saul, like I look like Chuck.
Oh,
Like that's what my room looks like.
The
You know,
brother,
like you're
yeah.
just- Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm protected from the 5G rays. Exactly. Listen. It's the kind of setup where I'm never inviting a girl over, so not gonna happen anyways. I'll take the
Girls. Yuck.
the reduction on temperature. We're good.
Okay. Bro, we were on Exile Mines. Power Siphon Mines, we put that B tier as well.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Power Siphon Mines. Okay. What else exists?
Look at that list.
Yeah, dude, I'm just looking at the list. I'm throwing SRS Guardian in A. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that
That's
made a
always Guardian,
comeback,
seems
didn't
pretty
it?
good.
In that race.
Well, I don't know about. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You talked about the Jung race. Yeah, Alex
Yeah.
Bubble is just. I mean, it could just be Alex is the fucking goat, and it's just the build that he knows. But I think the build's pretty
Race
good.
aside, though, is it better than Holy Relic for League Start?
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
Yes.
Apparently, Holy Relic is kind of not that good.
No?
I wouldn't say not that good. The issue is like if you looked at the SRS Guardian, which just like comes online after like
Mhm.
normal lab basically, and gets even stronger with Cruel Lab. The issue is like if you compared it to like SRS Poison, like yeah, sure, dude, when you got your 7 and sleep and you got like your 6 link and you got 100% chance to poison from your jewels, like yeah, dude, it's a great build. It's not the starter that Guardian is. So like stop trying to argue that like Poison SRS is better as a league starter because that's not as much of a starter.
Yeah, fair
Right.
enough. I think like that's
Okay.
that's something that we gotta keep. The fact that it's like has to be the starter. Like
Yeah, the fact that you're literally walking off the beach and
Yeah.
you're going into raid class, like we're not comparing the power level of builds, right? We're
Yeah.
not saying like oh, I think like if we were not looking at like the first few hours of the league, I would put Ice Shot way higher. Like I think Ice Shot's sick.
I would
the
put
issue
Exile
is-
Mines as well. Like if we
Yeah,
weren't
like,
worried about like day
Frost, like Frost Blades or even like Splitting Steel Trickster,
one.
way higher on the
exactly,
list.
bro.
Banger
Speed Trickster's
builds.
so good, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good build. The issue is like when you're walking into white maps with the sword that you found in Act 6 because you didn't find anything better. Like
Yeah.
maybe you bought an ephemeral edge, but besides that,
Do you ever like because when I do practice runs, like like people look at like the build and it obviously looks like shit.
Yeah,
and
no,
everyone's like,
sometimes they look
wow,
like dog.
it looks like shit, and you're like, well, I mean, I'm kind of just like fucking not really like it's not like an end game build at this point. I'm just coming off the beach basically. Like, how do you deal with it? Because I get that a lot when I do like practice runs. They don't look great if you're rushing watchstones. They just don't.
You know, you're not wrong. Like sometimes, like especially my lightning strike build the other day, I'm just like, it's gonna gain double damage. We're gonna have 20% quality on weapons. I'm gonna have
That
Warden
was like
Unbound,
literally my entire
and
day,
so
bro.
literally I'm just like sitting there like, it'll be better, guys. It'll be better. It'll be better. And like the only I know it will be better,
Yeah,
but like you know
100%.
sometimes you just play a build and it's like, wow, this looks like dog shit, but like you're just suffering through like the white maps on day one. What I do in that case is I just say like, hey, look, this isn't the best build in the world. The Frostblade Slayer run that I did the other day, that build is not going to be the Giga League starter that like DD of the past was. You're not pulling up instantly doing 4 stones in 12 hours. Like you're not gonna pop off like a Hex Blast Miner. But if you maybe sit in white maps for a couple extra hours, you know, you're playing Flicker Strike, you're gonna farm some extra currency, maybe do some heist, you're gonna have a great time like playing one of those builds.
Yeah.
So
It could be like a
that's
project build that
how I
you
deal with it.
just because many
Yeah,
people just
exactly.
don't re-roll, right? They just want to play one build and min max it and stuff, and
Mhm.
they're done.
Yeah, for
So, yeah.
Lightning Strike, we're also gonna sit. Are you gonna go like because we need the quality on Lightning Strike? Are you gonna go Val Lightning Strike early, or are you gonna chill?
I'm gonna like for me like my quality is 2 additional chains.
Oh
which
yeah,
is-
yeah, you're going arcing. I forgot.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it's really really good, but I'm probably just gonna Val them for Val less honestly.
Base
I'm not gonna go
Dude,
quality.
I had a Vol Lightning Strike super late in my run yesterday. That was
It's
Giga.
so
It was
it's
like
so
a
good.
It's
literal
so
night and day
good.
having Vol Lightning Strike
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
so
right after
good.
campaign. I'm going Merc Lab. If I hit one of the like the
Merclab.
Merc Lab, if I hit one of the transforms, I get big money, and otherwise I just go quality and then volley at 20 until I get volley Lightning Strike. Easy.
Yeah.
So in my 4 stone run when I did Ellie hit, the issue is I was like, oh, I kind of want to play Ellie hit of the Spectrum, but I don't have the jewel at the moment. I was like, it's fine. Let me just run my Merc Lab. I got the transform a gem into its transfigured version, and I didn't have the Ellie hit on me. And I was like, oh, it's
Oh
fine.
no.
Oh, it's all good, dude. I'll just run with Lightning Arrow a bit longer, and I'll just go back to Merc Lab. I sat in Merc Lab for 2 hours trying to get the gem, and finally I got it. I think I did it for like half an hour, and I was like, I'm not getting it, Chad. I'm not getting it. It's been like 40 minutes or so. I ended stream a little while later. I'm in yellow maps, early red maps. I go open POB. I click on elements I hit of the spectrum. It's just instantly better. It's just a better gem than Lightning
Yeah.
Arrow, except for like the clear when you have some Giga Bow. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, we have to go back to Merc Lab. And I went back to Merc Lab for another hour and a half. So, yeah, hopefully, if you're farming your own Transfigured gem, you good luck. Sometimes you get it on your first Merc Lab, and sometimes you're sitting there like Jungron, and I think he was like level 77 by the time he left Merc Lab. So
Blue gems feels bad.
yeah, blue gems.
You saw many at level 84 with the 4-1, one usable bod, blasting yellows. Yeah, but 84 in yellow maps is like quite high. And also in general, like, I mean, most of these builds can do that, right? Like, I mean, Exile Mines does that too. So, what's your point?
But we're gonna put the explosive trap or shrapnel.
Oh, I would put it at D tier.
Really?
I hate that.
I mean, it does one thing good, right?
No,
I
it
would
doesn't
still
even
put
do
it on the. I would still say it's a starter, but I wouldn't like say it's amazing or anything.
Yeah, I honestly like. I don't know. Where would you put it? I wouldn't think.
I'd probably
put
put
it
it in C. I think it
Yeah,
has it like
it's
it's
C.
really good at Guardian Rotas and stuff like that. Like I don't know if you know the Fearless Dumbo version with like self chill.
Yeah.
It's actually really damn fast, and it's like
I suppose.
Yeah, but
Still
again,
does-
you're not pulling off the beach with self chill. That's gonna take a little bit of investment, right?
Yeah.
sure.
Like
You're
it
not
will
sure.
be a good
Okay,
build.
okay. We're only talking day 1, day 2. Fine.
No, we're talking
okay.
league starter.
D tier,
We're not
fine.
talking
Alright.
builds. We're not talking 325. What are the good builds
Yeah,
of
it's
the
fine.
league?
It's fine. It's fine.
So we're D
Okay.
tier. Okay. I win.
Alright.
What did I just copy?
I'd still put it in low C, but I think the build's neat.
I veto it. It's
What's up?
fucking D.
Okay, all right. I'm vetoed out. It's in D tier, I guess.
I mean, there's no low C here. Unless we put like more stuff into C, there's no low C yet.
Listen, we'll work through it.
Okay, okay. People are asking, where is Bleed SST? Where's Bleed SST? I mean, B for
B.
Bleed. B for Bleed.
Yeah, B for bleed is what I was
Alright.
thinking, but B for average. Like
Bleed SST. I think
I don't think we're gonna be surprised and be like, oh my god, this is insane. But
yeah. I mean, we can also put like Bleed Lacerate here, right? I think. You went quiet
yeah,
on me, bro.
yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
okay,
there's a lot of bleed, but like lacerate, electroshield throw, like we got a lot of the same stuff.
Okay. What was the build Arrow was talking about? They said it was the most fun he had in 7 years. His eye shot of penetration minor, bro. Which yeah. So it's an a high B or low A. That's kind of like where it's sitting. Oh, I just bricked. Just put it like that.
Are you putting your Xang build in B tier, by the way?
Yeah, I put that in B, yeah. Exang
Okay.
Mines. I don't think it's like amazing to start. It's good when it scales. Right? It lost like 15% damage, but I don't think it matters at all, really.
Yeah.
That build is kind of sick. Maybe like what's that? Like TR? Is that still a thing? Like are people still playing
TR is a
Rain?
thing. The issue is that it's definitely a D tier.
Yeah, Toxic Rain,
Like
D tier.
ED Contagion, Toxic Rain, both D tiers.
I don't even think EDC is like on this list.
I threw it at the very bottom, but like you know, it's
to
just
appease the
barely.
weirdos.
Yeah, well, it's not to appease the weirdos because I need to get some, some people interested. It's like
Right.
it's not the starter that I would look at for sure.
Okay. You're being political. I appreciate it.
Maybe a little bit.
Bama of bombarding. So like just like yeah, blink arrow, mirror arrow.
I would put it in C, but I think a lot of people would argue and put it in B. I haven't seen
yeah.
anybody pop off with it on like a sicko mode stuff. Yo, Palsteron walked away. He did not like that.
He hated that, bro.
He hated that, dude. He
popped
hates
off
me.
with Bama and he's like, bro, I can't stand for this. Just has to go up to get some
Dude,
air.
he's been kind of non-verbal lately. I think he's sick and tired of my takes. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. Like the issue is like if you were to he had to get some water.
Hey,
like,
what's up? I heard my name.
Yeah, I was just saying like you just hated my placement so much you had to stand up, dude. You had to leave.
Oh
Couldn't take
yeah,
my
I did.
placement.
Yeah.
No, I put Bama in like I would put it in C. A lot of people would argue it's a B. The reason I would put it in C is kind of the same as Ice Shot. Like you've got your Bama. Like I'm assuming you're playing as like either a Templar or a Witch. And the issue is like if you're doing those, like you could just be an SRS Guardian, right?
Yeah, that's true. And SRS Guardian is like 2 notches above it, which I guess is fair.
As like a day one early starter.
I mean, I think it's C for Bama. Sorry, bro.
D for Bama. I'm down.
I've put it at
like
a
that.
high C.
C plus.
C plus plus. Okay, it's a C plus. Okay, we'll just put it at B. Low B.
I'm putting in C plus.
There's no C plus. Like, what am I gonna make another row? Call it C plus. I'm putting it back in C.
Let's go.
Okay, EA Elementalist.
Okay,
right?
Elementalist is like D.
Really?
Easily. Like I don't think EA Elementalist is going super good. The issue is like Ignite as an archetype is still pretty good. Like it's not horrible. It lost a bit. I think Champ is dead and you would only play EA as an LE Elementalist. What do you think about that, Paulstone?
I haven't played in years. I'm not qualified to say.
I
honestly,
thought you were
like
the
the
guy,
game
man.
got a lot harder since then.
Yeah,
So
it did.
I don't know. There's some people who fucking love it, and some other people are like, I can't survive yellow maps. I don't know. I fucking don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's skill issue almost. I would probably as an archetype in general, where would you put like Ignite, like Frostblink, Fire Trap, Wave of Eviction, that whole thing?
I
Probably
mean,
Because
between probably higher C, honestly.
yeah, like I would want to put it in B tier, but does it compare to slams? Like maybe. Actually maybe it does.
mm,
Maybe like a B minus. You know what I'm saying?
or yeah. So Ignite, B minus, bro. Like we're like, I mean, I'm gonna end up with like 20 rows now. There's B minus, there's
Yeah.
A plus, A minus.
Okay,
Uh,
well, it could
I'll
just be
put like
like
Ignite
towards
next to
the
Bama. Like people,
you
like
don't you,
Bama people are
you don't
gonna
need
get
a
pissed.
you don't need like another like row or anything for like the minus or plus. You could just put it like, oh, this one on the far right is like the worst, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of trolling.
Okay, just a little bit of trolling.
Just a
Okay,
little bit of
sounds
trolling.
good. Sounds good. Sounds good. What
I'm
about
putting
Bleed Bow?
Ignite on C with Bama. I think that's because if like Bama's not that bad, bro. Ignite is not that good.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. What about Bleed Bow? I want to put Bleed Bow
Oh
in,
my
B
god.
for Bleed, but like I
It's
just
gonna
can't.
be a
I
D
can't. It's
for
D
dog
for
shit.
deed.
D for Deed. Yeah, the issue with Bleed Bow is like, oh, sick, you're a gladiator for bleed explosions. You have aggravated bleed, and then what do you have? You're not
You have
taking
nothing.
block. You're not taking retaliate. You're not taking. I guess you would take. If you're sitting at the boss for 100 seconds, the boss takes double damage. That's sick.
Uh,
And then you just don't have an Uber lab, because like.
nah, you can't play Bleed Ball on a Glad. You just can't. But what if you end up having like some crazy puncture stuff pop up with like a Bleed Bow build, right? It could be cool,
But
maybe.
you're always hindered by your playstyle. You
Punch-
always have to go snipe, right? I don't know.
or not puncture, sorry, the support that we just looked at.
Oh, rupture.
Rupture support, yeah, that's the one.
I
But yeah,
don't
you just
know.
you just wouldn't play as I don't think you just wouldn't play as Glad, right? You just
Melee has such high damage effectiveness now that it's kind of like the bow skills in comparison are kind of like a joke.
terrible, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would put it again at the
Like,
at the
think
cusp of
about it this
viability.
way: Burning Arrow is like what the highest damage effectiveness bow skill. It even has a less multiplier, and it's like 400 or something. That's where melee builds start. That's like the lowest tier of melee builds. Good
Yeah,
luck.
but I think it's good. I think melee deserves its time in the
Yeah.
in the sunshine.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just.
You say that, but I don't even think like they buffed it enough.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
think the mana changes are very
Depends.
questionable. Because what? Go on.
Well, I mean, like, I don't think you're gonna be seeing like bleed EQ builds hit like 7 mil, 10 mil. Like, yeah, sure, maybe with like really good gear, but like for the effort that I have to put in to like a like a bow build or LS, which I guess LS is melee in a way, but like to reach that, like it's really hard to get that on like EQ or something like that, like bleeds. I don't know. Maybe I'm just clueless.
Maybe we're all a little clueless.
Hmm.
Could be, could be. Yeah, I put that as D. What about Cyclone? I'd put it in C for Cyclone, but
Why do you always have Cyclone on your list? By the way, what's like?
Shockwave Slayer is sick, dude. What are you talking about? Like, you go Shockwave
Yeah.
Slayer, you got Overleach, you got Giga Turbo AoE.
But it's
You got
better
Cole?
with static strike, no?
Yeah, it
Sure.
is, but you're not
Let us
going
go.
Static Strike as your starter, in my opinion. Like, I don't think
Okay.
I don't think you're going Sicko mode, Static Strike, Shockwave. Thing is, like, the build's just like a decent like mapper like day one. It's pretty low on the list, but it is definitely viable. The thing I will say about Cyclone Shockwave is I've seen Quinn make like 30 different POBs, and one of the best looking builds he's ever made has been Cyclone Shockwave. And this is a
True.
build that Quantric made like quite a long time ago, and like the build just kind of owns like I've definitely equipped like the gems before and like thrown it all together and done like a run, and like it's just pretty good. It's just pretty nice. Like it's gonna have the standard melee problems that you have with melee, but people enjoy Cyclone, and I think it's the only way you can actually start Cyclone.
All right, so C for Cyclone Shockwave. That was a good sales pitch, man.
Thanks, man. I could be convinced to put it in D just because, it is Cyclone and you're comparing it to all the other melee stuff, right? Like, I'm not throwing it in the same category as like slams or anything, but I put it in C.
Yeah. Because we do have explosive trap. Now I kind of feel bad for explosive trap of shrapnel.
See, yeah, like you compare it to the other D categories, and it's not looking as bad anymore. You're throwing it in the C tier,
Yeah,
huh?
I think that's going into the
Yeah,
C
yeah,
tier.
yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Was
dude.
that the same
Hey, I
thought
mean,
process you were having?
kind of.
Okay.
Like it's not at the bottom of my list. So, what about Armor Brand Recaller?
Oh
I'll throw that
god.
in. I'll throw that in like C. I think it's a clunky build to play, but
I think it's
it's
so
alright.
clunky, yeah. It's like the Junggrown special, like in the right hands.
Yeah, in the right hands is a
In the
good.
right hands, it's mediocre. In the wrong hands, it's
What
a
do you
piece of shit.
mean, dude?
I'm
What
just
do you
kidding. I'm
mean?
just kidding.
That's toxic.
No, I mean he pops off, bro. He's like real insane. So I
Uh,
mean, so what you think
good.
it's a C?
Yeah, I throw it in C.
Okay. Armor brand.
Yeah, this one's got a lot of people got a lot of people going. I throw Venom Gyre in because I know this skill
Oh,
like skills pretty well. I know
yeah.
like the skill's like all right.
Scales pretty well. Wanna
I
explain?
mean,
I used to love VG.
I mean, I
Would
don't think
explain?
it's an amazing starter, but it is playable. I would throw it in at a D,
Yeah,
maybe a C.
I think it's
That's fucking
terrible.
crazy. That's
Like,
actually
dude,
insane.
it's like a worse version of
I'm
Lightning
actually
Strike before
fucking.
Lightning Strike got a buff. Okay,
This is
Yeah.
actually insane.
that's what I would throw it there.
I think
Alright.
like the problem with VG is like when they nerfed Sniper's Mark, that skill just like fell off the face of the earth, unfortunately. Because its entire mechanic was like recatching lost blades and stuff, and since you're not splitting as much, it's like man,
You're definitely not wrong. The Sniper's Mark nerf affected a lot more than just Venom Jar, though. Like,
Alright, Venom
there's
Jar
a lot more
damage
there.
effectiveness. Yeah, 150. Okay, yeah. Huge scaling.
I mean,
165
dude,
times 1.2. Let me check.
okay, but like if you compare that to like
Damn.
Lightning Strike in the past, you know what I'm saying?
That's like it does as much damage as old Cyclone. That's pretty good.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
yeah. After everything up, yeah, it's great.
I'm sensing a little bit of sarcasm.
All right, man.
Is that
No, no, man, there's no sarcasm here.
Yeah, totally
Oh.
fine.
okay? All right. Maybe I should make like the line a little bit longer, like that.
You could.
Looks good. I'm getting asked. Everybody wants to know Flickr. Like everyone and their mother wants to
S
talk about
tier
talk about
at the
Flickr.
top, baby.
I need to make like a
Yep.
new tier. It's called
New tier.
for Uber.
Uber,
Uber.
the god tier. That's right. Nah, I throw it at like a B plus or something
Yeah,
at
like
the
a
top of
B.
B.
Yeah. Around like yeah, I think maybe around where bleeds are as well. Yeah, like Flickr.
The issue is like if you enjoy playing Flickr, you'll probably still like playing Flickr, probably more so. But if you hated Flickr before, you're not suddenly gonna like it. You gotta
I
have some
think-
sort of like brain damage or mental deficiency to really like that skill. So if you're already in that category, like, you know.
I think the biggest buff to Flickr was that Raider got removed, so now everybody can play Slayer finally.
Oh, true. Yeah, they can finally play the good ascendancy for Flicker Strike. Yeah, that's a good point. I agree with that.
Oh boy. People say they get like motion sickness. I thought I would get motion sickness from playing Flickr, but it's different when you're on the controls. It's almost like when you're driving a car or when you're being driven.
Yeah. Yeah,
Also-
yeah. Like,
Go.
you'll say what?
There you go. You go.
Oh, I was just gonna say there's like a soul eater like Flicker Strike build that I would play, and it like would literally blink the entire screen in 0.2 seconds, and people would like feel sick like watching it. But playing it felt like I had a lot of control. Like, oh, I'm aiming my cursor in this way, so I'm going in this direction. Like it feels like I know what I'm doing. But for people, it's like I'm literally just
Just like
spazzing around.
seizure inducing, yeah.
Dude, after I
Where's
played
it?
Lightning Warp, I can't play Flickr anymore because you can actually
Oh.
control where you go, and it's
Oh.
like such a huge difference. Like there's like small moment where you have no mobs anymore, and you have to like walk a little. That's like the word, and you have to like realize that moment. I hate it.
Like I know what you mean.
The Lightning Warp TS build is so fucking stupid.
Dude, that build. Is...
Nothing will ever come back like that, I don't
Yeah.
think.
That's why I didn't play it because I knew it'd feel too good. It was
I mean,
It was
it
like
did,
a
but it was
modifiable.
almost to the point where like I couldn't play it too much because it was just like I mean like you clear a map in like 3 seconds. It's like it just was like a little bit too much at some point.
Yeah, you were just holding out right click, right?
I wasn't like degenerate enough to like actually like farm on it because it was just like too much. It's almost like you just wouldn't drive like an F1 car to work, you know?
Yeah.
But you would like have it in your garage and be like, look, and take it out once in a while. That's kind of how it felt like with the build.
Yeah, you go to like a cheap diner and then you'd be like, wow, I'm kind of a loser taking this to a Waffle House.
Right. Never been to a diner or a Waffle House. I think those are like
Dude,
American
what?
things.
What?
Yeah. Bro, I'm European.
Yeah, I guess I could understand that. Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
hey,
have
it's
you
North
ever
Korea
been
from a
to a
third world
pizzeria,
country.
bro?
A
Or
pizzeria? Yeah, dude, I go to
or a
Domino's all the
fucking-
time.
Or a
Papa
trattoria?
John's
Come
got
over,
me.
bro.
That's my boy right there.
Papa John's.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
The Papa. He's famous around here as well. Fuck, what are the builds? I can't really think of much else. Corrupting Fever? Oh man.
Corrupting
That's a
Fever?
D. Corrupting
Like
Fever
a D plus.
got
Yeah.
kind of screwed, didn't it?
Yeah, I did.
Sad.
Where did we rank Spectral
Oh.
Shield Throw again? It was like
SST was
B for
B?
bleed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, B for bleed. Where are we putting Bone Shatter? Are we throwing Bone Shatter in B? B for Bone Shatter?
It's still good, right?
I
Yeah,
think
it's still good.
like
The issue is the
Bone
mana
Shatter
cost
Jug.
is like
Yeah.
doubled. Yeah, Bone Shatter Jug. You don't play as a Slayer anymore.
Mm.
Karn said he had a problem with my tier list, and it's just one problem, and I still have no idea what he meant by that. So
I think his build is not Uber tier. Like, that's the problem.
Uber tier,
Could
true.
have had the Uber
He
tier.
was dooming, dude. He was talking about maybe playing like Archmage instead of melee,
Nah,
Oh
no way.
because like
no. Bro, you can't
like, he
play
was dooming.
like but he said that last league as well. You can't do that on Melee League, bro. It's like literally
Yeah, dude,
Karn
he
League.
can't. I mean, he
It's like-
did play that last league though. He played DD, and then it was so bad that he literally logged out and he played Dragon's Dogma. He did what I did with D3.
Damn, okay. Dragon's Dogma what?
Just Dragon's Dogma 3, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's nothing else to it. What you're looking for?
No, I don't know. I just thought there was a little bit more to it.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually hated DD as well. Like I tried Calc DD and it was alright, but I maybe I hated the league actually.
Yeah, I
Could be
think
that.
that's what it is.
I was like playing it, I was like, I don't know. Maybe I was
Nah, the
coping
build-
saying like it's the build, guys. It's not you, it's me, you know? That's kinda how it felt.
Nah, the build was tight. I tried even like a scuffed wand version with like Spellslinger and what was it, barrage of whatever the extra projectile thingy, and it was still pretty damn solid.
Yeah, it was probably the league. Unlucky, man, because I mean private league and I went Calc DD and it was owning everything, but just wasn't what I was looking for. I think I just kept seeing corpses on my screen and was not a happy guy. Kinetic Blast. I don't know.
Oh,
Kinetic
like
Blast
KB,
is-
like Wander.
Yeah. I mean,
If return projectiles works on wands, then some Wander builds are pretty giga. But if
yeah.
it doesn't work,
They're
then,
gonna
you know.
they're gonna be giga either way. They got Battle Mage's Cry.
Whoa. Yeah, I didn't know where to put wands. I'm gonna be honest, so I'll just let you guys talk about it. I would not put it in like S or D.
I would put it on B or C just because of how annoying it is to craft wands, but then again, the recombinators could make it like a high B.
The
Because we have
thing
to
is,
look at
is
it on the perspective of League Start, right?
For League Start,
Yeah.
definitely not better than C. Yeah.
Yeah.
if you can get your hands on a Thunder Fist, you're gonna have a good time. If you
True.
can't, you're not gonna have a good time. So yeah, I put it in C.
The problem with wands is always like 1/6 link, and then they really always design them around like having a clear and a single target skill. Like I don't know why that's the thing.
Yeah, if you
Maybe
don't have
in
enough
QE2?
damage to one-shot rares with your clear, it feels fucking awful.
It's so bad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of really liked how like Fragmentation was like pretty strong, right? But they just destroyed the shit out of it in one league.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. Yeah, it was insane when it came out though. So I don't know.
But I think
Somebody asked.
maybe. Sorry, go.
Somebody asked what the Battle Mage cry tech is with wands.
No, the like, kinetic blast has 200% of spell damage as attack damage, literally just on the gym.
Yeah.
Like it's just baked in.
Like you don't need shield battle mages cry like you used to. Like it's just really, really strong. Either Wrathpith or Strength Stacker or Instacker or whatever end game. It's gonna pop off.
What were you thinking, Tuna?
I have like short-term memory loss,
Oh
bro.
no.
I have like Subway Surfer in my head and RuneScape on the other screen, and
Dude, that's
know
why
how
I
it
feel
is.
bad like interrupting you. I'm like, oh no, go ahead. Like I'll just write it down. You're like, no, dude, it's okay. Go ahead. And I'm like, all right, here's the completely off-topic thing that like has no relevance to like what we're talking about. And then I'm like, yeah, what were you talking about? And you're like, oh, I'm doing an herb one right now. So
I haven't done a nerve run in ages, bro. Shit. Be mining some amethyst.
yo, that's based. Is that what you're doing on League Start then?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy some
Yeah.
astral runes and plank bake, bro. And
Whoa,
amethyst.
that is an insane AFK thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like psychotic insane. I don't mean like that's cool. Like I just mean
Oh.
like
Oh.
what's wrong with you?
All right. I mean, yeah, maybe just amethyst then. Forget I said anything.
Yeah, dude, Amethyst is good though. I like Amethyst.
Uh,
This is
they're
good.
cool. I think that's it for the list, man. I don't know. Like, there's probably more. I'm not seeing anybody object about anything in the chat. Shield Crush.
Shield Crush would be just like a worse spectral shield throw, I would say. Like it's just not ranged, but I mean it's somewhat similar. Other thing I could think of would be Dual Strike of Ambidexterity. And I talked to Karn
Right.
about it, and the issue with that is it needs clusters, and when you have clusters, it's Giga. And before then, you're just playing Bone Shatter instead. So
Yeah.
I would just put it in Bone Shatter tier along with that.
Okay. Chaos Thought, Retaliate, bro. Like, we're not gonna rank Penance Brand. Like Penance Brand,
Dude, Penance Brand is off the tier list.
it's not very good.
I feel the same way that I feel about Penance Brand is how Palstrom feels about Venom Gyre.
I don't
Listen,
think so.
I did a.
Okay.
What do you mean, dude? I did a Venom Gyre run like a few years ago, and I was like, yo, it's like actually not that bad. So like, that's why I put it at the bottom of the list so often. And I know you don't like seeing it, but how I feel about Penance Brand is how you feel about Venom Gyre. Is what I'm saying. You see what I'm picking up what I put down here?
Yeah, I'm picking up. Yeah.
We put Bone Strike at like B, right? Like C, sorry.
Molten
What was
Strike?
it T? Yeah, we had like Molten Strike of the Zenith.
Zenith.
Didn't we?
We put that on
Zenith, yeah.
A, bro. You
Yeah,
said
that's
it was
not
A?
That's not
You,
a.
Is
you
it
said
an
it was
A?
an. You said it
Is
was
that
an A. I was like it was a B,
It
and you're
is.
like,
It,
you guys were like,
wait
oh,
a second. Let me look. Let me read the jam.
okay, I'm putting it a B.
That
Wait
skill is
a second.
crazy.
Is it crazy?
It has a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's a lot of
It
damage.
Whatever
did
you
gain.
wanna
Wait, it did
subtract
gain
for-
a lot of damage.
You can subtract stuff for it being not the comfiest skill, but it's not a C tier skill, that's for sure.
You know, if it works with like slower proj and everything like that, which I assume it does, like,
Yeah.
would be looking at a 6 skill.
It's higher
Yeah.
than Venom Jar, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah. There's a lot of people asking for slams like Ice Crash and stuff like that, but I think just like slams with their archetype is like kind of just all lumped together in like the A tier IMO.
I think once it's figured out, there's gonna be some S and some A and some B tier skills for slams.
Yes.
I also think, honestly, if Perfect wasn't so ass to play, that skill has so much damage as well.
Maybe, dude, sandform, perforate, it's kind of sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like that thing's got some range, you know.
Yeah.
It's like stance swapping though.
Yeah, but you're not like stance dancing. You're just like changing it out. Like, oh, I need to fight something. Really?
Oh.
Hey, you're using the normal one. The stance dancing one is just fully bait because you have to swap, and while you're in Sense Stance, you do the shitty damage again. So it's like
Yeah.
it's complete bait.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think this list is gonna get shaken up quite a bit on League Start, and then we're gonna see like where the real winners are and where the real losers are. I like to play on more of a conservative side, so that's why I don't like playing like the Wardens or the, you know, the new shit, the retaliates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat goes, Molten Strike of Zenith is not my level 67 killed Kitava with 1 million pop deeps.
What?
Okay, buddy. Alright.
Yo, put it in the S+ tier next to Flicker
Wait,
Strike.
how many? Uh, okay, we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 link. Alright. And we got
I'm not looking
like
through anybody's POB, I'm gonna be honest.
full, every single socket is like maxed. Multi Strike of Zenith is level 19. Projectile count 12. Bro, like, why are you merchanting? Like, what are you doing?
What is going
Like,
on here, dude?
why are you lying? You know we play PoE, bro. Like, we can look at pubs. Like, why would you even send that?
He farmed Marklab for 15 hours, did BA for 12 hours, bought a bunch of gear, and then he was like, yeah, dude, look at my POB act, 10
He's
Katava
actually an
prepared.
agent, bro. He's trying to
He's
sell
an
us a
agent.
car. He's got steak.
Any other
He's
builds?
got steak. No, I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, I mean, thanks very much for coming on, boys. I think it was fun. I
Yeah,
appreciate
sorry for
your
dragging
time.
it on so
Yeah.
much. Hey,
No,
speaking
no.
of dragging things out, let's get the waifu tier list out.
Oh shit! Yeah, you want to actually do it?
Yo, throw the link.
Okay, but I think we have to like actually stop recording before that. Yo, thanks for watching the podcast, everyone. I hope you enjoyed.
And thank
this
you everybody
one.
for
And,
watching.
bro,
Like
now all the
this.
people on the
It was fun.
YouTube with the video, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck? I wanted to see the waifu tier list." Well, too bad.
If you want to see,
Watch the
wanna see
streams
waifu
for
tier
that
list,
instead.
that's right.
That's
Come
the
on,
unique
come on,
selling
come on.
point, bro. You gotta watch the streams for that content. All right, cheers, boys.